My worst fear is touching a mic with my lip, bro. I'll throw my face. I will throw my face against the wall.
You know the church mics as well. They actually stink, bro. They actually stink.
I think all mics stink.
Yeah.
Should we do a sniff test?
No,
you don't
never.
We don't wanna.
Never.
Together as a family.
Cool. Let's do it.
No, I can't. You don't know. I'll actually start throwing up across the.
No, but we don't even know if it smells.
It definitely smells though.
Guys, we should just do it. No, the camera's ain't on. Let's just do it. Huh?
Go first.
See, I know you. You've lost my trust.
No.
Because I lost the trust from you. I don't know why, but you're the one I didn't trust.
To be fair, I just say I'm not doing it. So
okay. We'll never know.
I said, let's
I'm cool. If everyone does, I'll do it.
Yeah. Well, the time is answered that, innit?
If
If everyone's on it, I want it.
I'll do it. No, wait, guys.
If you don't let me down, I'll give you the worst
If
you don't do it, if one person doesn't do it, I'll give you the worst part. I'm giving you the driest information. I ain't giving you nothing.
You right.
Oh, is it?
You have to do it still because I actually feel secret.
And I won't go to church on Sunday. That'll be on you, man. Yeah, I won't go to church on Sunday.
And Tuesday,
We're not doing this.
No, let's go. All right, cool. 3, 2, 1.
Nothing. It's not too bad. Shout out Brent, man.
That's good stuff.
I got one. I'm still.
Yeah, that's one.
I want the white though.
The amount of men that are shelling on these mics.
Yeah.
Listen,
But how do you clean a mic?
Probably just
man. No, you got to take this off in it, and then you put it in like actual like soapy water.
I don't think Brent's doing all of that.
Oh, so yeah, soapy water.
Yeah, I've been seeing it on social media. People have been cleaning like church mics and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, so the church mics peak still.
Church mic.
You know, man, it's definitely also peak. Live band.
Oh yeah.
Live
band. That mic.
Yeah.
Bro,
Stop it. Thing is,
Live band.
In fact, they season it. They want it to have
that
all
one.
the remnants over time.
That one.
You're so mad as well. You know, I can't even lie. Yeah, this is gonna sound like self-hate, yeah, but I feel like Tom Tom makes your breath smell worse.
I haven't had a Tom Tom in years.
It doesn't.
I actually think it does.
Tom was just like,
I bang Tom Tom still.
You know, when I was younger, yeah, they were like, oh, there's this Nigerian sweet and that. Like, I'm expecting like something that's actually like nice.
What, like
Tom Tom is like a flipping like a cough sweet or something.
No, they slap different flavors
strawberry
though.
one.
Yeah,
the strawberry one slaps.
That
one slaps.
Is it Nigerian though? Because there's a lot of things that we brand
yeah,
as Nigerian, and then we find that it's Irish.
Fair enough.
We find that it's is it
Fair
Nigerian? Because I'll lie and I'll say it is, but
I
is
think
it?
Tom Tom is Nigerian still.
Guys, deep it.
It's Guinness.
Too much of identity
Yeah,
is
good.
outsourced, guys.
Yeah.
Jollof.
Yeah.
That's a big one outsourced.
Is it
Tom
Gambia?
Tom. I don't know. I don't know
Yeah,
the background.
Gambia or Senegal. Gambia or Senegal.
We're the queens of Africa.
Think about bare cultures though. It's the
True.
same thing with bare cultures. You know, like what did they say? Something about like not even a Kente print, but like some African print or something that actually comes from Belgium.
Yeah.
Is it Ankara?
But you know what? Isn't this all down to the slave trade? So overall, like I feel like we can just put a blanket over it and say,
yeah. So
the least you can do.
Tom Tom, introduced in 1970, are the first Nigeria candy ever introduced. With a minty menthol flavor. Okay, yeah, Nigeria.
But when introduced.
Yeah, I know, man. I was hoping I
I
would
didn't
pick
like
up on
the
that still.
But alright, you know what? I told you I'll lie.
We have to take that one still. With Guinness, there's Nigerian Guinness and there's Irish Guinness.
Apparently, the Nigerian Guinness is like the one that bare people like.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
So like,
Yeah,
I want
there's both
Nigerian Guinness.
I used to work in advertising, and one of our clients was Guinness, and like the teams would literally treat advertising for Africa with so much like respect.
Oh,
like 100%. Like the ads would be, well, if I remember correctly, the ads would be different. They would speak to different audiences, but it was like a big thing. Like, it wasn't let's give them the leftovers or what. It wasn't like that. It was like, oh, we want a cool story, great visuals. But this was like maybe around a couple years ago, so I don't know, maybe it's but I remember just thinking I had like so much respect around it.
I hear it though. Nigeria is a big seller, you know.
It's a big audience.
It's a big seller, bro.
I hear it for Guinness especially, innit? But I don't know about other stuff though. Sometimes I see some of the adverts that go out in Nigeria or in Africa in full stop, and I hate just saying Africa, but you know what I mean, innit? And some of them are. I think I saw something. Have you seen the one that went? I think this one was Chinese actually. Where the guy goes in a washing machine.
That one.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
They're speaking to the audience though.
That's what's mad about it. And for them, they're probably like, oh, right, like, this is proper sick.
Yeah.
That's insane. So
you know Jackie Chan? Yeah, it's so random. But you know Jackie Chan, he was obviously Rush Hour.
Yeah.
You know after he filmed Rush Hour, he
saw
thought it was meaty. He was so
Yeah.
disappointed.
Oh,
He was like,
think about it though. What he said made bare sense
Made
about
so much sense.
you know, he was like, you know that you never touch Black Man's Radio.
He was like, why is that funny?
So why is that funny?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, so disappointed. And it probably taught me a story. I'm very Nigerian, so everything is a
parable.
It's a
Like,
parable.
I heard
Everything
the
is my kids are in for a long time, bro. Everything's a parable. So I was like, see, it don't even matter how you do it to the best of your ability.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you don't even know. Once he's left you, it's not yours anymore.
yeah.
I said, Pastor Jackie.
He's got
though.
like a peak story. Like I think like his dad was like a spy or something.
Yeah,
Like that.
apparently.
It's
Yeah.
mad like interesting. I think like the only reason why his dad met his mum, the backstory behind that is like mad, like complex.
Oh, is
Mad,
it?
I can't remember it, but it's mad complex. His dad
Wasn't
was
he
a
meant
spy
to
still.
arrest her or something?
Something like that.
Yeah.
That's so
Like
crazy.
that still.
He was meant to arrest
She's
his
saucy though.
I just saucy
Like
still.
she must have been saucy.
Fam,
What he
he
was
was meant to arrest
his mum.
his dad was meant to arrest his mum, yeah. And fell in
Yeah,
love.
And then she got out of it.
He got out of it, fell in love.
She had to commit for the rest of her life, but she got out of it.
That's crazy.
So you guys want to call? Well, you lot all married, didn't it?
Yeah, I'm getting
You
man.
get married,
Get
yeah,
married.
married.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Okay.
We was king.
Yeah, power to the people, boy.
Isn't that do you have an interesting how you met your wife story, or is it like
Mine is a bit interesting.
Kind of.
who's got
Mine's
the
a
most
bit
interesting?
still.
I don't know if it's interesting like that.
I mean, yeah, do you know what I mean? Nah, it's not. Now that you said it like
Yeah,
that, I'm not even trying to say it.
interesting. It's not like,
I'm not even trying to
It's
say
not
it.
really gonna be. But
yeah, man, you set us up now, so it's not
Well,
basic.
what did you want it to be? Something like, you crashed into a car or something like that.
So
Like you held her, you carried her to the hospital.
You
and that.
saved her, yeah. Something with some gravitas, you know. But you lot just met and you were nice.
It's not gravitas in it, but it's just not. It's not like.
yeah, mine's
I
just
mean, it's
still.
not
I feel like if I
flamboyant.
tell it, I don't know if it will be.
No, I'll be
You know what
impressed
I'm saying?
regardless.
Is it?
Nah,
Yeah,
you go
I
first, you go
promise
first.
I'll perform.
Alright, cool. So,
I'll perform no matter what.
No, just in case, isn't it?
so like around the time, I wasn't really trying to chat to no one like that, innit?
Okay.
So
Why?
I just wasn't really. So I had a long-term relationship beforehand, like when I was younger. And when I came out of that, I was just like, I don't really
Wanted
wanna chat
time
to
to
them. When I'm
yourself.
ready to do, I wanna
Beforehand,
It was
it was a
around-
few years though.
Yeah, yeah,
Beforehand,
yeah,
Around the
like
time
not
before
that
you
beforehand.
What the Health came out, so you started doing the vegan thing, all that kind of stuff as well.
Oh, is that true?
Go
Don't
ahead,
listen
go ahead.
Is that,
No.
no, because I'm finding a lot of black vegan men, so I'm just like, is this a thing?
No,
Okay.
no. I just wasn't really trying to
trying to
chat
add
to
to
no
the
one like
story,
that, innit?
Okay.
So then the people around me were very much like, no, chat. Like they were advocating for it. Like my female friends and my guy friends as well.
Okay.
Like, bare. So then one of my guy friends must have sent me, like he would randomly just send me girls, like chat to her basically. I'm like, come.
Can I ask a question? At this time in your life, were you like clean? Like, were you handsome, or were you still like?
Yeah.
Right.
I had, and
Okay.
I would say as well,
Do you think
like
he's handsome now?
after
don't know if that's a-
Everybody's handsome. In Jesus'
Amen,
name.
amen.
after my
This is a married man. You want to be
No,
straight?
I'm just saying.
I don't know
Thank
why
you for
you
wisdom,
are
No,
Lord.
You don't know.
I will not fall down, Lord.
Well done, though. Hey,
The way
hey,
you
bro.
think you will not prosper.
Well done. Hey, well done. Professional. That was professional.
So I went to church and everybody was looking like, wow.
Well done.
I prayed before I
Hey,
came.
no,
I
hey,
knew it. I knew it.
still.
But my brethren sent me like someone's page and I was like, But then I did like someone, you just pre in it, and then I saw my missus. I was like, okay, like
I
like,
love
this
Mrs.
girl's
by the
nice.
way. I
innit?
love the word Mrs.
I was like, bro, this girl's nice. And then his missus,
What caught your eye?
she just was very pretty. And when I went through her like highlights, in bare different hairstyles, she was
She
like,
was still
nice.
pretty.
Oh right, and the fact that she switched up her hairstyles bare was
Yeah.
like, oh okay,
Yeah.
like someone who takes care of themselves. And
That's the thing for him,
Their
though.
appearance,
If you
innit?
done the same hairstyle, yeah.
Really?
Well,
It
he'll
is still.
mention
Yo,
it.
I'll
So.
put guys through it, you know.
Oh, so yeah.
But anyway.
So,
Small by small.
No, but I feel
So,
like
but-
there's certain staples that if that's
But you
your
know,
No,
my
it's not a
thing is-
stable thing. I need to let go of wigs, man. I put guys through it, man. I need to let go of it. I need to let go of it. But go ahead.
And then so I was like, oh, right, like I was like, to his missus, like, bring her around, innit? And then
Yeah.
I'll chat to her kind of thing. She's like,
So
yeah,
you're
like,
getting women hand delivered to you?
I wouldn't say that.
Whoa.
Nah, I wouldn't say that. but-
Yeah.
No,
terms,
but
innit? But,
I
like-
think this is what's missing. There's not enough, like, I
Oh,
know
the-
this person.
Yeah,
you know what
I
I
heard
mean?
the story.
How do you feel like our parents met? Uncle
Church.
Bola knew
It's you.
somebody who knew somebody.
It's your Uncle Ben
Now-
guy
Voila.
said, cool.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, so I like this. Continue.
Fair enough. So I went to his missus, did a staycation for her birthday, and then I ended up sitting next to one of my missus' best friend. But I didn't know they knew each
Yeah.
other or anything like that at the time, innit? So I'm just chatting to her like, oh yeah, you're right, blah blah blah, just making convo. Then she was like, I asked, I think she went on a date or something like that. I saw like an Insta. I was like, oh, like how was the date? And she flipped it. Was like, oh, were you saying that you dating? I was like, no, I'm not really. And then she brought out her phone. and was like, oh, these are my friends, kind of thing. And then obviously,
Favor.
and then I saw my missus. I was like, oh, like I'm not gonna lie, like I know who that is, innit?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, FaceTime her. So then
Oh.
she called her, she didn't pick up. But then the staycation was over 2 days, and then because there was bare food left over, we had another function to finish off the food, innit? So on those 3 occasions, it was like call her. She didn't pick up, innit?
Yeah.
And then the other Bridget, the one that sent me her initially, I was with her in gym one time, and then her best friend sent me a picture of her and was like, oh, it's her birthday. And I was with that Bridget, and I was like, oh, it's her birthday. And the picture she sent me, I was like,
I want this.
this is peak.
I'm hungry.
This is
Yeah,
peak.
yeah,
And then I showed my Bridget, and he was just like, fam, like, shouting. He was like, shouting, innit? So I shouted, I said, happy birthday. And then, yeah.
Wow, that's cute.
The rest is history.
I feel like the key word I heard there was community.
It's true.
And that is the key. And a lot of people don't have that. In fact, I had to develop that. Like,
people don't still.
Yeah, it's big. It's game. Like even when you said staycation, I love it.
Bro.
I love it. Weddings, baby showers, staycations, where there's just bare black people in a place where there wasn't. Oh, I love it. I love it.
I saw something the other day about how like hall parties are dying out.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah, like-
definitely.
No, we did one for my mum's birthday. The reason why they're dying out, they're expensive.
Expensive.
They're expensive.
Expensive.
The budget I put originally, we doubled that.
Is it?
But then
What was the
we're
venue
not doing
like,
it exactly. We're not doing it in the same venues that we
that's
used to
what
do it in. Do you get? So all them community halls and all that.
Yeah,
kind of stuff are still
basketball
cheap.
hoops.
Nah, I
They're still
did,
cheap.
man. I did it in like a annex to a school, and then we got draped. That's the thing, because it was in school.
Oh, you
Oh,
draped the
oh,
whole
draped
wall.
the whole
Oh,
thing.
that's
How much is
Yeah.
that? Like 2 bags.
It wasn't too bad, and I'll shout at a girl, but
Okay,
it
fair
wasn't
enough.
too bad. It wasn't too bad, but like the value altogether definitely went past what I thought.
Yeah.
But she looked good and she had an amazing time.
Yeah, that's
and then we
lit.
lost
That's
our grandma shortly after, and it was like it was
Sorry.
proper. Thank you. It was proper amazing that we were able, because they all have birthdays at the same time, so it was proper amazing we were able to celebrate it. Because sometimes when you're spending money, you don't want to spend it, but actually it's important to acknowledge life. But we need whole parties. We need whole
We
parties.
need it still.
100.
And people don't do the cooler thing anymore. Where people do
Yeah,
the
people
cooler
be charging
thing,
per head.
caterer.
People be charging per head.
What's do you mean?
You know, you
As in,
bring
like, the
rice and
aunties
cooler,
that, like, are
and then just
bringing-
I prefer we don't do that. It's
Really?
not hygienic, guys, man. Come on. It's not. Come on.
Why?
Am I in
Would
trouble?
you prefer that we
Why?
do?
What should
Like,
you
if somebody with like a certificate is the one that's bringing it, I would be a
Do
little
you know how
bit.
easy it is to get a certificate, by the way? You know, it's like an online something.
Okay, so it's easy.
It's easy to get a certificate.
I
still.
don't know. Aunties are
It's
back
an
in.
online service still.
Aunties are back in. The aunties are back in. No,
So
one
wait,
time.
so for your mum's birthday then, what did you? Who catered? Like,
Oh no, yeah, no, we. Oh, that's a very good. I didn't say a certificate. But it was an auntie. It was an auntie, but she had a restaurant. And
Okay.
everything like that.
Okay.
And then somebody surprised my mum with like a Chinese caterer.
Oh,
so then we
is
had
it?
like, you know,
Okay, nice.
that's what I love about
That's what we're
community, though.
missing. That's what we're missing. The
Yeah,
surprises.
yeah.
And
Some
with
surprises that
things
mean
that are
something.
significant. Yeah.
That's
So
what
wait,
we're missing.
hold on. So wait, but did you know about it beforehand, or was
No,
it on the day
and
that they showed
slightly I
up?
felt like the auntie was flexing. Slightly. Because she
came
even
in and she be like,
brought her
"Hey,
own
oh, yeah,
material.
See, like, bring these things
She
up
even
here.
brought her own material, guys.
Nah,
She brought her own, but I will leave it. I'll leave it. I'll leave it. I'm joking. I don't. Thank you, auntie. But yeah, no, she was because the dress code was everyone wear white.
Yeah.
So you could be anything. She
Yeah.
got over sold it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It was wonderful. She bought Chinese. So we have some respect. To block out the name though.
Yeah.
That is
I'm about
hilarious.
to do that, you know, surprise someone with Chinese. Cause I got 30 Chinese link, you know.
No,
so-
it was
Chinese
nice.
love it,
They even
still.
came with hot sizzling plates, everything.
Yeah.
It was really impressive. I have to give it to her. If you're gonna show up, show
Yeah,
up. You
show
know
up,
what I mean?
innit?
So it was lovely. But like seeing my mum, just realizing she's just a girl
Yeah,
was
man.
really nice.
Yeah,
Like
man.
she was excited. She was scared to do
Yeah.
her hair because we had her do like a short pixie.
Oh,
she
is
was
it?
like, oh no, that's too young.
Is it?
And I was like, nah, it was really nice.
That's
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
lovely.
yeah.
It was
You
How
got
many
siblings
people?
as well?
How many people?
Hey, so it was meant to be 80.
Okay.
I think it was probably closer to 200.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the venue could take it, but tight.
Wow.
80 is even tough though. For
Yeah, 80 is
It was a myth. Like everybody was laughing because me and my sister planned all of it. We didn't let any of the aunties on it. We really wanted it to be a good quality. Not that it wouldn't be. Hey, anyway. So,
Yeah, the auntie.
yeah, but yeah, so it was a lot of people and everybody irritated me. I was fuming the whole day, like the shade, the this, the that. One auntie, we were spending my mum. I know she picked money and put in her butt. It was a lot, guys. What? Yeah, it was a lot. But when I say you looked at my mum and it looked like she had received the lottery, she was so happy.
nice.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
"Oh, you're not stressed." Like, so I think I didn't actually put my shoulders down and relax until probably 11 p.m. that night, like because.
Like that.
You know, you're defending, like, my mum was
Yeah,
just,
yeah. Having fun.
I feel like someone's boyfriend. Like, I
you're
don't know
the
if you
vigilant
guys know,
one.
but like, you know how you get, well, what you hear it, well, guys' brains are turned on, and the girls, if you're a good guy, and the
100%.
girls, oh,
Yeah.
my mom was la. I was ready to. I was ready.
Yeah,
I was ready, but it was good to see her happy because we've always given her like quite meaty gifts, like
Okay.
you know, like I love you, mom.
It's good that you know that though.
Yeah. Like cups or something like that. So this year we wanted to do a cruise. She was like, keep that. I want to celebrate with community.
Oh,
So,
shit. She don't want to do cruise.
I think a cruise would have been
Cruise
better.
would be
But you
better.
know,
Sometimes.
Nigerians want to show out. I don't care. So.
I thought sometimes with cruise as well, until you go on it, you don't know. Like one of my boys done it
Speak, you know.
recently. He said, "Yeah,
No,
you're
I
doing it
speak.
again next
But my
year."
mom's doing a couple.
Do you know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah. But I thought until you do it,
Yeah.
Mm.
You know,
don't
Auntie
really
T,
know.
she
Yeah,
like
yeah.
organizes them so that she does bear them. They'll be like
Yeah,
one of
yeah,
our
yeah,
aunties
yeah.
from church. Like
Oh, I love that.
she does like 70 people, 80 people like cruises, and it's like mums and dads basically.
Oh, I love
They have
that.
fun.
yeah.
My mom's been on like, my mom's been on like 4, I think. Hey, bang it.
Are you the oldest, by the way?
Yes.
yeah,
Okay, so again,
that's
that one, he
different.
takes
Yeah,
it to a different
that
level.
takes it to a different level still.
Yeah, I'm the eldest. I don't feel like, I think if you saw me and my siblings, you'll think probably my sister, our younger sister, is the eldest.
what is it?
Yeah, because outside of the household, I don't want to be mature.
You
But
say you're more playful, innit? I can tell.
I would say I'm more playful, probably a little bit more forgetful,
Mm.
probably a little less organized.
Mm.
I'm proud of myself, man.
Just small, just there, just small.
Tad.
You know, it's funny. I even said this. I said this in a recent episode, yeah. But just on the thing of like you know, like women being a bit like airy fairy and all that kind of stuff. The
It's
other
a,
day,
it's a pleasure. Sorry.
do you know what
It's
it
just
is?
a
The other
pleasure.
day,
A pleasure
brother.
for who?
Yeah, brother.
Honestly, the other
Definitely.
day, yeah. So I was driving home or whatever, and I seen my missus parked up in Tesco, innit?
Yeah.
And like, see, I'm playful as well, innit? Do you get? So I was like, do you know what? So I parked around the corner, yeah. Then I snuck into Tesco. Not snuck, like I walked in normally, innit?
Yeah.
Because if I'm sneaking,
Yeah,
yeah,
that'd be. Hey,
She gets to say, you like Pink
man.
Panther,
Calling
like,
the police
Like
immediately.
tiptoeing in the fam. No, actually.
So anyway, I've gone in, yeah, and I've obviously tried to look to see if she sees me straight away, innit? But I didn't see her, so okay, cool. So I walked to the back aisle, seen her at the end, seen her walking that way, followed her. Literally, yeah, like, you know what like these Tesco Expresses are like, innit? Like, there's long aisles, innit?
Yeah.
I'm literally, yeah, so let's say she's looking at the fridge, yeah, and she's doing whatever she's doing or whatever, taking whatever she's taking out the fridge. I've literally walked all the way up to her, yeah, and like she hasn't even like looked or, and I'm actually kind of walking at a pace because I don't want you to turn around too soon, innit?
Yeah.
But like she hasn't turned around, innit? So I just pinched her bum. And obviously, like, she don't know that I'm there, innit?
Yeah.
So she was like, do you get what I'm trying to say? She was, and I was like, why are you even like looking to your side? Like, why are
Because she's
you
covered
just-
by the blood of Christ.
Yeah, man.
Why should she worry? Well, like, honestly, like women are very active thinkers when they know they have to rely on themselves. If you have a woman who's airy fairy, you're doing a great job. You're a fantastic partner. You've taken the
It's a compliment
stress
still.
off her shoulders.
fair
Oh,
enough.
you want a stressed wife? No problem.
no,
Honestly,
100%
guys,
not,
like
yeah.
it's only in the presence of like my boys or like a good sweet one or like my mum or like my stepdad or that my brain just
let
goes
your
on
guard
like
down.
100%. But when they're not
face.
around, I'm a SWAT team. I know
Yeah.
everything that's happening. I'm alert. I can fight everything. So I feel like if your missus is that, she's in the middle of Tesco, she has no problem. God bless you.
Hey, fair enough.
I'm experiencing it. Something because I definitely used to be super like attentive to every detail, quite stressed out, shoulders high. Probably a little bit anxious as well. That was a lie, anxious. And then, yeah, with some useful people that show up every single time, you kind of see that melt away, and it's a really good thing. And I'm never going back. I'm never going back.
It's good still. Long may it continue. man.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah,
for real.
honestly.
Still.
It's interesting we said about community though, going back here about like just the link ups.
Yeah.
Or in terms of people doing the whole, I've got something for you, know.
Oh,
Or,
yeah.
hey, should I introduce you
So
to...
good.
That just don't really happen. Because one of my female friends asked me about it, actually. There were two of them. They were like, fam, why haven't you introduced us
Brother.
to any of your male friends?
Brother.
Because I know
They're
you,
all
innit?
gone, innit?
So what's the problem? Is the problem the girl or the problem the guy? Like, because I know sometimes guys don't like to be in a mix up. So I feel like, is it like, I don't want to, because he's a nice guy, but he ain't fully healed or like whatever. Is it like that?
No,
or
it's a bit of both.
Okay.
It's a bit of both. Sometimes the friends who I wouldn't introduce you to, they're already gone.
Yeah, that's my thing.
Yeah.
Everybody,
That's
all the
my
guys
thing
say
still.
that.
Do you
They're
get
like
me?
all the good
Yeah.
guys
That's
say all the
actually my
good ones are
No,
taken.
not all the good ones are gone.
Guys
no,
say
no,
that.
no.
My good
Not
ones.
my good ones.
My
are
good
gone. There's
ones.
no other good ones. that
Well,
are
but
still
if all
there.
of you are saying that, because I swear, now he's maybe saying the same thing. No, but all the guys I know that are, they're gone, man. There's nothing left in the
No,
street.
It's only just-
I got
bridges that are
good ones. I
good.
got good ones. Hey,
But
I
it's
got
like
bridges
those
that
ones
are
are
good.
good,
you know.
but they're
just-
I got bridges.
I mean,
I got
it's a
bridges.
challenge right now.
No,
That's
they're
what they're
saying
good,
that.
man.
They're
They're
working on themselves. You get what I mean? But they're good. When it's just
How old are you, man?
Clean heart.
31.
Okay, and they're still working.
No, it's left.
No, it's just
You
like
got
Construction site.
It's left, man.
Construction
You have to
site.
build.
Tractor.
But for man, them it's a bit later, innit? You got more time, innit?
Wait, to be fair, you don't keep playing this game, we'll go extinct. I'm like, you know, keep playing. Ultimately, we have the trump card. You know, let's keep pushing it. I do think I don't want to disrespect anybody's thing, but I do think like finding your person later on feels solid. It feels, I don't know. I feel like if I had met somebody at 19, 20, I don't know if I would be happy with the decision that I made at that time. However, shout out to everybody who's done it, but I'm talking about me. I think I've changed so much.
When you're older, it's like you understand like what it is a lot more.
But it means you're probably a little bit less flexible, maybe. But I don't know.
I remember when I was younger, I used to hear like if somebody met somebody and they were together and then they got married after like a year or they proposed after like a year or something like that. When I was younger, I was like, oh my God, like 1 year, like how are you gonna know? But obviously when you're older.
Oh,
like,
did you propose after a year?
No.
How long?
How long I proposed for?
Hey.
I think it was 2 and a bit.
Yeah.
But part of that waiting.
That's within the threshold of sense.
Part of that waiting was like organising.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? I know I'm doing this.
Yeah.
And then it takes X amount of time to go see the parents and all of that.
That's the active part of the guy's brain. Like you guys, I think I interviewed Koji recently, and he was like, when he watches movies, Koji Radical. He's like, when he watches movies and it gets to the romantic.
It's like dropping names on that.
No, I'm joking. I was saying it because I was like, I said it like you guys would just know.
I knew you were, yeah.
But you know what? I'm messing around. Do you know what I mean? Beyonce. But he was like, when he watches romance, when it gets to like the romantic bit, he's bored or whatever. And we were having a discussion, and I realized, and I've heard this before, like romance for the woman is like fun. And for the guy, it's responsibility. Yeah, like if it's love, like he was talking about love, like it's like, oh, I'm sacrificing for this. Don't get me wrong, I think women sacrifice a lot, but in the movies, I do think, she gets to skip
because she does everything. Romance isn't like for us.
Yeah, it is, man.
See, so no, but if you're when you ask like, so what's romantic that you've done for the guy, and what was like, what did it look like? Because like. When we think about romance, straight away, flowers, chocolates, red, candles, dates, all of that sort of stuff. That's for you lot.
I say red.
You get what I mean? So love is the colour of love. It's the colour of love.
Red is the colour of hell. Sorry.
So like on the other side, when it's like, all right, cool, today I'm gonna be romantic for my husband or my boyfriend or whatever. What are you gonna do that's romantic?
I'll body this. Like I'm really
good at this. Man.
I'm actually really good at this, but only with getting older, only for a sensible person, and only because of the older women around me. But so I create a day. Here's the thing: it's good because men's bar is low. It's not actually hard to impress you guys.
Yeah, you know what
I mean, it's the same for some women, isn't it?
Like, it's a great audience to work with. Yeah, it's a great audience to work with.
But that's like so bad if you don't get it right.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. And I think not getting it right is just to not be thoughtful for too long. Like to go in a long time without thinking of your partners, you know. Because you'd even think of a car. You go and top it up or something. So like I think my thing is I ask a lot of questions in general. And so one of the questions would be like, what's your dream date, whatever. And then ages later do that for them. Or I have this thing, for the particular person, I had this thing, I'd call it like their day. And it would literally just be any fun stuff. It would be something they would never think of themselves. So whether it's horse riding, whether it's skydiving, we're doing that. Like, and I'll plan it, all of that. They will drive, obviously, but I'll plan it. I'll plan it. And it's honestly, remember, like when you're dating somebody, they're not a boy. Like they're your friend, like they're someone you care about. So it doesn't feel weird. Like, I think a lot of times people do theories from outside of the club. Do you know what I mean? But like if you're dealing with a friend in any capacity, you're gonna want to see them smile. You're gonna want to see them, and you know what makes them smile. You know what their favorite food is. Boom, boom, boom. So yeah, I would just do like a day or be an activity or meal that's like something they love.
That's sick. So I wouldn't call that romantic though, per se.
That's
not
romantic.
Not because what you're doing isn't sick, but because the term romantic is like all of the stuff I described before.
What, the flowers and that?
Yeah.
Because I don't even like that.
So even when if I was to ask like the man them like what's the most romantic thing that they've done, bare times you're gonna think about those specific types of things. All right, a birthday
we'll
when
think
I've
about
done
what gifts and that, because
well, like, but like flowers and stuff like that. Those are things that will come as part of that.
Let me look at the definition of romance.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think what you're saying is that it's for that's women. What's most commonly associated with the word romance.
But I think for man, it's different though, and I think and that's the reason why I said like I think it's for both as well, because I feel like my missus has done bare stuff. Do you get where it's actually like, nah, this is...
She has as well, but I wouldn't call it romantic.
Nah, man. For example, the thing with the cereals, that's romantic.
But that's thoughtful though to me.
That's romantic.
That's very
but I guess you're doing is essentially, if it's done for the guy, it's not romantic. If it's done for the girl, it's romantic.
Yeah,
if it's done for the guy, it's not called romance. It's not really like so romance. I associate with all of those things, with the film stuff. Do you get what I mean? What they put in front of us. You see what I'm saying?
I would disagree. I get what you mean, but then we're basically saying who can perform. You're not saying you're not saying who loves me the most. You're saying who can perform to the standard we've seen.
And by the way, you know, like what I just said about like when the man when asked about romance and stuff like that, people think about those particular things. I don't even think those things are sick. Because those things are literally it's a carbon copy of what. There's no thought. It's copy and paste, isn't it? Like so, for example, what you said about like topping up petrol or like you know someone's favorite food or someone's favorite biscuit or something like that. You know those little things that are very much okay. This is for you specifically. So like flowers and that is copy and paste. Like they're nice, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? But like in addition to okay, I know you like this.
Exactly.
Cool. Here's this playlist that I made for you. Like different things that are tailored to that individual.
I think I get you.
Do you get what I mean?
So you're saying there's thoughtfulness, but then there's actual romance, and romance in your head looks like TV stuff.
Basically,
yeah.
And copy and paste.
I don't want romance. Then I want thoughtfulness. Yeah. Or I feel like guys. I don't think guys even like romance. I think guys would prefer thoughtfulness to flowers and depending on the guy. I think it all comes down to
more likely. They're gonna prefer the thoughtfulness.
So funny. You know that time you had that episode way back in the day, and there's like all the man just in. It was like a Valentine's Day special.
Oh yeah,
and we done one with the women as well. Yeah, and one of my brothers was like
that was actually sick.
Like the girl that he was chatting to at the time, like she got him like a yellow windbreaker or something like that. And he was just like
so happy.
Like, when am I gonna wear this? Like, do you get what I'm trying to say? Like,
why did you buy this?
Like, why?
I don't like this. Why
did you get what I'm trying to say? And the thoughtfulness, I think, for the man, them, that's the, you know, like, it's also like, for example, if it's my birthday, and I know this sounds kind of spoiled, innit, but if I don't really want to do nothing, I don't really want to do nothing.
Okay.
But it's like, but then.
But you know what it is, though? I think the reason why it's hard for them, because when they say they don't want to do nothing, what they mean is, find a way to
do something.
Know my innermost thoughts.
Make sure that means something. They read my mind.
It's like, so for example, I don't want to do nothing on my birthday, but then you showed up like in your birthday makeup.
Do you know what? The first
I'm joking.
Strike one. Okay. I think that's a real word, because I think I probably wasn't the best listener at some point in my life, maybe last week. I feel like there's definitely moments where I hear. Like I act like I might know, and this is not just like this is everyone. Sometimes you feel like you want to do something for people so much that you know better. But if they've actually said they don't want to do it 3 times in a row, I've had to. You've had to like hear it out. Yeah.
No, 100%.
I'm great.
Well done, Sha. Well done.
But yeah, I think women being romantic is actually more scarce than men being romantic. Because obviously that's what we're... Oh, fierce. Oh,
I wouldn't disagree with that.
Oh, fierce.
Fab.
Like, that wasn't even a consideration when I was younger. What? I remember speaking to a guy one time, and he was like, one thing that goes unchecked is a woman's ego, and so much comes from women's egos. And he was like, "Coy, you got a lot of ego." I was younger, chill out. But he was like, you got. But the way we would speak, and I would tell him what I think of him, and the way we would speak was just never to insult, so we would have such amazing conversations. And he was like, the ego thing, and that really stuck with me, because the desire to just want something because you want it is your right, but there is ego in it, if that makes sense. And then to make such consequences if that thing doesn't happen is like ego. And so it was just really interesting to me, because I was thinking, I've never even heard anyone the male ego is such the headline, because it can lead to like violence, anger, shouting, all of these really loud actions, right? So everyone's on the male ego, like chill out.
It's so funny, because like, you know when he's like, so again, you know, like it's always spoken about the male ego. The male ego. I was like, everyone has ego. Like we actually all have.
Even saying that, I don't even know how the woman ego would manifest. If you know what I mean.
All the I don't know. Me, I don't have any, so I don't have any egos. I don't know.
Do you know what it is? It's even things like raw, like and sometimes I feel like girls are probably a bit more like conservative with it in terms of like, you can't chat to me like that because that's ego as well. Do you get it? But they'll definitely be thinking it.
Obviously,
except from them, obviously there's the general cases, but there's certain things that are more specific to men. What are the ego cases that are more specific to women?
A guy can't chat to me.
I don't know. I don't have examples. I can't remember. It was many years ago. I actually can't remember what the guy was like trying to talk about, but I do remember feeling like, yeah, I agree. That didn't come from a valid need. Well, not that egos aren't valid needs, but that didn't come from something that felt level-headed. It felt very much like, I think it's just feeling like your feelings are facts. And I feel like, I feel like that's how ego happens with everyone. Sometimes I be saying stuff I don't know it's gonna come out, but then it just but I feel like, and I have
get that one for you still,
book me. And I feel like, like there's definitely been times where I felt like my feelings were fact, and nobody told me otherwise, because I do feel like the people I'm around anyway, we want you to be happy. So go ahead, and you're not hurting anyone, and of course. But if it goes unchecked, you can go very far from what's right if something doesn't go checked,
and then you think it's true, and you just carry on like that.
And sometimes ego is cool; it gets you what you want in negotiations and all of that. Like it's basically standing up for your feelings so hard. But if it then leads to your detriment, then now is this helpful? So
Now, to be fair, I feel like everyone had an ego growing up. Do you know what I mean? Everyone was like the main character in their own worlds, innit? Do you get it? So I feel like from that perspective, I wouldn't be here. To be fair, that's gonna be bad. I'm gonna say that. I wouldn't be here now without my ego. kind of rubbish on my screen, but it's true though.
Growing up, I wish I had more.
I think South London, bro. I think someone said it the other day that everybody thought that they were the best.
Wasn't it gigs or something?
Yeah, I think it was. I think
everyone thought they were bad.
Everyone thought they were bad.
Yeah, I would go to church. And I'm from South, and my church was in North. I don't know why. My mom wanted to travel for Christ, and like, so good. But like, and then we'll go, and they were like, "What? You're from South London?" And I'll be like, "Yeah." I went a full on sultana. I'm from South London. It's dangerous. So I'm from I'm at home 7 p.m.
My theory on South here is just that we've grown up around a lot of our own people.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like other areas have just grown up around
more
other
diverse
cultures, innit? Like that's my theory that I'm always spewing out. And I feel like because of that, I feel like there's key differences in how we interact with people.
Yeah.
So we have like larger. In South there's larger like communities of blacks, basically, within like concentrated areas.
Blacks.
Sounds racist.
I think. Don't worry.
No, it's too late still.
Do you guys have always push? Do you have growing up? Did you have non-black friends?
Yes.
That were not because you were in school with them.
No.
I had that. Yes, I did. Yeah, from my area.
Church. My growing up was basically church. Like, my growing up was church still. So everybody in church was black, and school. Majority of them were black.
Yeah, because I feel like it's mad that I live in England and
England,
yeah. 100%. And I don't like outside of work. A lot of white friends I've had have come from like work and stuff, which is totally fine. Yeah. But like, why don't I just bump into white people on the street? Like, why? Like,
it's because where you go, though, isn't it?
100%. But somebody was kind of saying that that's like weird. Like the odds of that, the probability of that is very. It feels very intentional that you don't have white friends or like enough white friends. And I was. Like, I don't feel like I've gone out my way to not
proximity,
have white friends.
I haven't gone out my way to do anything though.
You just live a life.
I just haven't gone out my way to make my friends I have now.
And I feel like friends from work, once you've left the workplace, is valid.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're still talking to them and you're no longer getting the same paycheck from the same person, I feel like you've chosen this relationship.
I've got
that really happens for me though.
I've got
really
when I leave that workplace, bro, I leave everything.
Really? I just got invited to the Christmas party.
Did you?
Yeah.
I say I leave everything with it. I say I leave everything with it, but LinkedIn has allowed me to continue those relationships.
Are you going, by the way?
Closer to the time. I don't know. I confirm closer to the time. No, but I'm down. It's a different kind of fun.
Nearly everywhere I've worked, I've left with one person who, like, you get me? We're locked in.
That's not black.
Sir, that was the point of the conversation.
No, two. There's two that are not black.
Okay, but what are they?
Asian and white.
Yeah. You got a good selection there.
Yeah.
You got a good
Asian
mix.
and white.
Yeah.
There was one. It was one going back to their wedding even.
Yeah.
Going back to the wedding, done that. What
Like,
are you
love it,
doing?
love it.
Oh, shit, bro. I ain't never ever.
See, you act like this before.
That child put me in your box. I don't think with the black
You're
people.
crammed in the bucket.
They're crammed in the bucket.
literally.
Yeah, child put you down.
And like, what level of friend? What level of friend? Though, we're talking as well?
Obviously, level of friend, that's a big thing because it's not like.
And that's the usual question. So, what level of friend are you talking about? Like,
I don't want to answer this question. Level of friend.
like your actual like.
So this is my thing. This was my response to them, when they were coming for me. I can't change the rules just to have white friends. So if I feel like you don't get what I'm going, because something was happening, like something racial happened, and the girl that I thought was my dog, like, she just couldn't get it. She did not get. She felt like, why are we all being separate? And it was really much. It felt like it was a lot about her feeling comfortable rather than what was happening. I was flabbergasted. All the other black girls in the office felt like they knew that she was like this, and it just was like. And she was 10 toes down on feeling good in a bad situation rather than acknowledging that this is not about you. And so, like, for me to still have her as a friend, bear in mind she was nice in every other capacity, I would have to say I don't mind that. Like, I felt like I would have to change the rules. So I'm not going to change the rules just to have white friends. But I am open to friendship. I am open. Okay, friendship comes in all colors and sizes. I'm open.
For sure,
but then I think being freelance and that and being like part of this scene and part of this world, it feels like it's hard. Like I don't know where all the white people are.
But you know what it is? I think in every race group, the story would be majority of their friends are from their race group. I think that would be the general consensus, isn't it? Across the board. So I think if you're white, if you're East Asian, South Asian, if you're like European, you probably just have brethren who are from where you're from.
I think you live in East London. I feel like East London is mixed.
Bro, I feel like you live in Camden. It's a mad.
Yeah, that's what Fing was saying. That's what Basai was saying about
Yeah,
Camden still.
Yeah, but it's proximity, innit? So like, if I lived in like Stevenage or something like that, I'm more likely to have a lot of.
You still gravitate to the 3 black people that are in your area.
Yeah,
I would like to see them. It brings me comfort. It brings me comfort to just see some brown. Like even if it's down the road. All right, cool. It does bring me like a sense of comfort, even if I walk into a meeting or something. Even though I know black people don't like that. Huh?
So if you walk into like a meeting room and there's only one other black person in there, would you like?
No, I won't know that, but I've noted it. I've noted it in my head. I've noted it. But I also have to wait because not all.
This is what I'm saying.
Yo,
This is what I'm saying.
I look, and if there's like I don't know, because I feel like sometimes like everybody doesn't want to enter a social contract that they didn't sign up for. So I don't want to smile at you when you've come into this meeting and feel like now I have to give you a level of extra. That's how some people think, And I feel like because I know that I'm not going to add pepper to this. I'm just gonna go in, be my best, and hopefully our ancestral link will allow you to.
No, I feel like fam, just be yourself. Like I remember where I worked a few years ago. Yeah, it's very hard. But so this story, so basically there was a few black people who we were slightly older, and a young black person came into the business, and they were like so loud, and it sounds mad saying that.
Yeah.
Now
I'm looking at you sideways.
Yeah. Now, there's being yourself, and then there's being corporate. When you're in corporate settings, people are not just themselves. Like, there's a way to conduct yourself, innit? Now, the way we conduct ourselves here, we're not going to do it in the office. We're laughing, we're making
What
jokes.
industry are you in?
So then it was financial services.
Yeah, see, I think it's different.
Fair enough.
Because I'm in arts and stuff.
Okay.
So it's like,
Fair. Fair. So
but I get you.
In our setting, there's a way. There's a couple jokes. Everyone has a corporate laugh, and then you move on. Do you know what I mean? But this guy was doing bare, and then what started happening was a couple of the other senior lot started chatting about him. Like, this guy again, like he's do it. So then one of the other senior black girls came up to me and was like,
have a word.
Chat to him.
Yeah.
Chat to him just so that. So I remember I pulled him aside. I was like, what are you saying, bro? You right, yeah? We'll crack it. And I was like to him, bro, basically, listen, I'm not saying anything. Like, you're a great guy. Do you know what I mean? But in this setting,
you're a great guy.
You're a great guy, bro. But in this setting, you got to remember that regardless, bro, people are going to be judging.
How do you think he felt about you after that conversation? Do you think he appreciated it, or do you think he thought you were a massive
you know what it is? I think he thought about it. Like, it affected him more than I thought.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He was sad about it. Like raw, like
Embarrassing.
people are kind of talking about, like people are talking about him. These times he probably feels like he's popular, chatting to people. What they're talking about him, so he took it quite badly. But after that, he was like, you know what? Nah, fair play, and he switched it up.
Oh, I don't know.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I say that to say that when I spoke to him, I made sure that, bro, we are both black. You're a young black boy. I'm a young like. We have to connect sometimes. You get what I'm trying to say? Like all this, like I'm in the black. I don't know how this. And like you said, not all skin folk are kinfolk. Do you get me? So I could have been the type that was also joining in with them and laughing at him. Do you know what I mean? And so could my friend in the company who drew their attention to it and said, "I share, chat to him, please, because this is what they're saying." But fam, when you're all together, sometimes you gotta try we got to try our best to build that community.
What was his vibe like? How did he change?
Do you know what it is? So understand that I don't see him that often because we're not in the same division.
He's
Do you know what I mean?
quiet now, boy. I ain't heard of him since.
But we're not in the same division. So we only see each other at kind of like cross-team stuff or cross-team socials. Do you get me? Like, or retreats where we all go away from work.
Okay.
If he was excellent at his role, do you think he could have got away with his personality?
I think a certain type, you know. I think he'd have gotten away with his personality if it fit with the kind of exuberant like Oimbo culture, like way of life.
Rugby and that.
You get what I'm trying to say? That way, being excellent, you'll pass. But it's even hard to be excellent if you're doing a certain thing because they're not going to give you certain opportunities. They won't even let you come through the door if you act like, especially in client work. They're going to be like, all right, you do that.
I feel like it's different depending on the kind of people that are in the company as well. Because you know, like I've worked in like one of these places down south where, like I remember, like it was like literally it's windows and doors. This is uni times, isn't it? So they're trying to make anything to get by in it. So it's like I remember, and obviously me, I can sell in it. Do you get? But like. So when I'm
outside, so you can sell. You can sell well, no problem.
But basically, yeah. So every time I got like a sale, yeah. So it's so funny because this role, yeah, I got everyone kind of. I think was I the first one? I think I was the first one that went there. Then I just started telling other people about it because there was another prestigious thing that I think it was like £9 an hour or something crazy like that at the time, which was mad, innit?
Yeah.
But none of us were getting into it. So we've all come to this place, yeah. And then I'll get a cell or something like that, yeah. One of my brothers will stand up, yeah, in this office. Because, like, they do, like, a ring the bell or something. And then he'll be like, hey, Hen, what, you packed one, yeah? And I'll just be like... But the maddest thing is, yeah, she being from down south, them areas, yeah, like, everyone loved him. Like, as in, they loved the fact that he was unapologetically himself. Because he was, like, at one point, he wasn't really, like, slapping cells or nothing like that. But they just loved having him around, innit? Because he was just, like...
Personality
do
higher.
you get what I'm gonna say? So I feel like
That's crazy as well, man.
What do you say? What?
Personality higher.
What?
No, I hear it though.
That's on my CV.
I hear it still.
That's on my
hear
CV.
it.
You hire me, yeah. Things are gonna get better.
Yeah,
I can't explain to you how I'm related to this, but things are gonna
The
get
vibe
better.
of the office will change.
The
Guaranteed.
vibe will vibe. Yeah, you would like to come work 100%. And yeah, some people that are different, right, love to be around something different in a way that they can take. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like what I struggled with corporate culture is having to care about that. Like, because when I listen to this thing about this guy in the art culture, it would be very much like, yeah, come and be yourself. You need space to be you and stuff like that. In the finance where there's maybe a very clear goal and a culture that just needs to get stuff done, is like, keep anything that doesn't help this out of the room. Do you know what I mean? But it's like, how many more kids from with exuberant personalities would thrive in that environment if they could, if they were allowed to just exist? But then I get told that this is too airy-fairy, like, you know, just do your job, go. In terms of like when I speak to like other guys about this or friends or whatever, they're like, I hear you, but not everything's kumbaya. Not everything is like, you know, a place for you to be yourself. Just do your job. But I could imagine he was really embarrassed, probably.
It's peak, man.
Stuff like that.
But shout out to you though for telling him. But my other, in a different universe, a part of me was like, why not everyone that cared, like, so skin folk, just like embrace that part of his personality, and then and make other people feel weird for not doing so. But if you guys are not in the position to shift things,
Something like 5 of us, bro.
there's 5 of you.
This what?
If you try to shift things, they'll shift you.
All 5 of you.
What?
Fair enough. No problem.
Do you know what? We
Yeah,
just don't
fair
think this
enough,
is for
fair
you.
enough.
Like,
No, I hear your point, though. I hear your point.
I
Is
just know,
that,
just in terms of long-term
is there another
change.
way? Yeah,
But
it's
I said
true,
nobody
though.
wants to be Martin Luther King. Nobody wants to be Malcolm X.
yeah.
But those guys knew they weren't gonna make it. Like,
true,
do you know how mad it is to be about something so much so that you're like, I may not see.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody feels that way in our gen. Our gen is like, how do
100%.
I get to live the most comfortable life for as long as possible? And I'm one of
true.
those people.
Facts.
So I can't.
Facts.
You know.
I think you
That's
almost
something I say
need
the most, you know.
otherworldly
experience.
Yeah,
Christ
true.
needs to come and speak
bro,
to you.
for you to be like,
Yeah.
I'm driving for this
No,
regardless
facts.
consequence. Like,
Is there anything you lot care about that much? I feel like everyone should have something that they stand on. Otherwise, what are we doing?
family, innit?
Oh yeah,
But
that's
do you know
yeah,
what it
that's
is?
yeah, that's a yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think family is the easiest one in terms of like what will you give out your life for? Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's family in it in terms of. But I think, do you know so much? You see what you just said there, fam. It sounds like I was like, right, is it me talking? Like, because I always say that, fam. No one wants to be no Martin Luther King, no Malcolm X.
Yeah.
There is no one like that no
Yeah.
more. There are no
Yeah.
more. And
Sorry, go ahead.
it's kind of like the martyr thing, though, isn't it? Do you get what I'm trying to say? To a certain degree, no one wants to be a martyr.
yeah,
Like,
you
'cause-
don't want to fall on your sword still.
Remember, it's like it's not working hard anymore. It's working smart. Why do I need to be a martyr if I can still get a similar, or I can still hold my lane and do you get what I'm
Do
saying?
you
And
think
cut
you
you
can
and all that.
though? Do you think you can achieve without the because the working hard, working smart, I think is misleading in this conversation. Like do you think you can still achieve massive change without a massive cost? Like truly?
No.
Because like I don't
I
like,
don't think so.
Guys, our world is in a very interesting place, you know. And we're not
Yeah.
I don't feel like we're engaged.
As
No,
much
I
as,
hate you
as
still.
much as, do you know what it is? What I would say is that I do think you can still achieve massive change without a massive cost, yeah. I just think the odds of you achieving that is very low, basically. And the reason why I say that is because if you think about it from this way, yeah, whoever lobbies the person who makes the decisions and nags them the most is essentially the person that's going to get whatever. Because think about this, you know when you talk about George Floyd and all that kind of stuff, how many other things had happened? And it was about, cool, whoever puts the most weight on you at the time, and they chose that moment, and obviously it was a build up of everything that was going on, but they used that to lean on you to force change sort of thing, innit? But it wasn't necessarily let's sacrifice what we're doing, that kind of cost, if you get what I'm trying to say. So obviously everything comes at a cost, innit? So for example, even when we talk about women in the workplace sort of thing, it's whoever lobbies, whoever the loudest voice is, basically, innit? Whoever forces everyone to listen, I feel like is the people that get the most change. And that doesn't always come at a huge cost. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
I disagree, you know. I bear in mind, I've made it clear that I'm not saying I'm a Martin or Malcolm. No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
But when I was younger and I was naive, I always thought, I would be a Malcolm, you know. Then as I got older, I'll be a Martin, you know. Now, I don't know.
Barack Obama, brother.
And I honestly do think, like, sometimes I think the way we would change things is through our numbers. I think if you are like the oppressed group, all you have in your benefit is numbers. And I feel like one of the best things that like the opposition's ever done, whoever the opposition may be, is make sure that we never align in numbers.
Facts.
Because like literally, just an example, if you say something rubbish about black women, I think it's actually part of a advertising technique at this point.
If
If you say something like derogatory about black men, but it's like sexual, is in a way that now it seems like a compliment. But that stuff will not be even if you say something rubbish about Christianity, we're still. I can't speak for anybody else, but I might still watch. And I'm not, you know. And now saying that out loud sounds very contradictory, but I can imagine times in my past where I still would watch it and thinking, and I would reason it in my head. So in my head, I kind of just think like numbers game is what people who are not in power need to use, and we just don't. But I do think it takes a big cost. Like any change takes a big cost. Even like women in the workplace, how many women were told that they were men, that they will never get married, nobody married them, everybody's throwing pineapples at them. I don't know if that happened, but like I feel like there is a personal cost to somebody that's huge. It might not be like a life or whatever, but I feel like there is a personal cost.
But then I think we're talking about cost in two different ways. So the way that I see it is like cost is I'm sacrificing. So, for example, I know, with everything that's going on in sort of like the Middle East at the moment, I know people that have left their companies, given up their roles, because they said that you lot support Israel. So we're not trying to work for you.
Oh, wow.
That's a cost. As in, that's what I'm talking about when we talk about martyrdom and all that kind of stuff. We talk about Malcolm X and Martin Luther King or whatever it is, where it's like people that are gonna go all the way for what they believe in. That kind of cost. I don't think everyone has to do that in order to achieve the change.
You don't?
But I think if everybody did something like
if everyone did that, obviously, again,
it would work.
Oh, that
but
was
remember
your
what I
point.
said. So my point is that it's not that it's not that you have
Got
to
you.
do that, but if you do that, obviously it increases the chances of you getting that change like quicker as well. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But then there's other ways now in terms, again, like, because and I don't know where all of these people are now actually, so someone should tell me, but and don't get twisted, there's still DEI departments in all these organizations, but there was a lot of people that were advisors to these companies after the whole BLM stuff. Like, that was a real thing. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Now I don't see that as much.
Yeah,
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
We don't stay angry for long.
Yeah.
But this is
There's not like
And there's no
follow up.
and there's no real that again that cost element because you've been brought on to advise. Like, are you saying the right
actually a
things? Like,
contractor.
are you? Like, I remember I had a conversation basically with a particular school, and during that time they called me and we had a conversation, and they were like, "All right, do you know things we could do to help, like, you know, our students?" And I was like, "How many black people are in like senior leadership, like, in this school?" They're like, the figure's not sure right now, but there's one who we know, kind of thing. But I said, listen, this school is literally 90% black. Like, one thing you can do is like embolden what they see black people to be, like deliberately go out and look for black leadership. There are lots. Do you know what I mean? It can't be that like there are lots. There must be. Obviously, I'm not in HR. I'm not recruit. There must be. But after I had that conversation, that was kind of it. Like, I didn't actually follow up me like, all right, what's happening now? I didn't go and say, listen, if there's no change, we're gonna push. I'm gonna protest this. There's like way more that could be done, I think, and it would most probably come at some kind of personal cost, whether that be my relationship with these lot, my time, my efforts, how I'm seen within a certain. But yeah, if there's major change somewhere, that's be cost, man.
Do you know what it is? I think the major thing that and I agree, by the way, but I think the as in quick change anyway. Like, if you want, because again, all of these things have been happening from time. People have been piping up about it for time, but then when everyone caught onto it, that was the movement or whatever. But I was gonna say, like, I think one of the biggest things that actually stops us nowadays, from giving all our time, all that kind of stuff, is fatigue. And I don't know what it is yet, but I just feel like everyone is so much more fatigued now than they've ever been. Like, you know, like even stuff like how we used to link up when we was young, like the people that are our closest friends, that we used to go to their houses and all that kind of stuff, bro. Do you think our kids are experiencing the same thing, bro? It's not the same, bro. It's not on the same level, innit? Obviously, people try, innit? Our missus is crazy with that. Do you get? Like, she would take them everywhere and anywhere, bro. Like, they went beach, like, fam, do you know what I mean? And I was like, bro, like, but it's like fatigue, fatigue, fam. Trust me, I'll look 3 weekends back in the day, by the way, you lot know me, I'm bad. Like, I was about in it, but then, like, now, I can look 3 weeks ahead, see what's coming and be like, brother, like, are you serious? Like, and I think that thing there, it's like everyone cares about stuff, innit? But how far are you willing to go? And I feel like that's one of the things that everyone's just like, you know, man's tired, innit? Like, I'll chat to them when I link up with them or I see them, and do you know what I mean? And all that kind of stuff.
I went out last night and I drank a little, and I was exhausted, and I had something I needed to do in it, and I don't know what happened. I think I went to go and look at something, read something, and it was like very much like pattern up. If you got something to, the motivational thing, and all of a sudden my tiredness reduced small. So I feel like tiredness, it's small. I feel like if there's 3 levels, being tired at the first level is a privilege. Being tired at the second level is probably good for your health. Being tired at the third level, you've gone too far, maybe. I don't know. But I do feel like sometimes I feel tired. I say I'm tired. Like, my reality tells me I'm tired. But to be able to even give in to being tired could be a bit of a privilege. Because there's someone somewhere that is tired, but if
they still have to keep
the other side of them,
100%.
right? And I feel like we're just like privileged. Probably we're doing better than our parents were doing at one point. we have our systems in place. Nothing's gonna really shake or die if we don't do it, and that's it. But
So for the want of a better word, like lazy, innit?
no, I don't. Because I wouldn't. I just say we're not Martin now. We're not Malcolm. Man, we're working, but I think it's a problem because we're letting things just happen. And like I think it's a problem. But
that's what Basai was saying, innit? Docile. We're very docile.
Yes. Even sometimes I watch her stuff. But like, that's bad. That's so terrible. I'm fuming. I'm like, whoa, what can I do? I'll comment.
It's mad.
Girl, you're
Bro,
doing it.
Yo.
Keep doing what you're doing. No problem.
Sometimes I don't believe.
And then what do I do?
Yeah, it's true.
Sometimes I don't believe in like these people and like the powers that be and stuff like that actually changing regardless of what happens. I know it's quite pessimistic, innit? But you know, like for example, like a lot of the stuff and the wars and all of these things that are going on, like they've already made their decisions and these things are going to happen, innit? And I think, you know, like for example, like the George Floyd thing and everything, like there was a lot of noise around it, innit? And even what you're talking about, like the DNI and stuff like that, like those were things that were put into place to be like, all right, cool, we're doing something about it, kind of thing, innit? But we already know what we want to do, and these things are going to happen, innit? We can put like things to make it appear like we're doing things and like we're changing or we're listening and stuff like that. But ultimately, I feel like, bro, like these lot there's like a mad higher agenda that it just has to, they're just gonna do it. And it doesn't mean like we shouldn't still speak up and like do the things that, and advocate for people and do the things that we can do, innit? But I do feel like there's like a level above whereby it's like they've just pressed that button and then that button's pressed.
But what you just described there is learned helplessness. It's just this idea that you've done things or seen people do things and it didn't come to anything. So now you just, it's like in your brain, and they did the study with like dogs in it. Like no matter what the dog did, they like would put electric shock on it. And then the other dogs, if they did certain things, they wouldn't get electric shock. So those dogs were empowered to know that there was a way to avoid the shock. These ones, they gave up and just let themselves be shocked. And I think that is what we're experiencing. And even in this conversation, I know it's funny and I just want to be honest, so I'm not going to pretend I'm Martin Luther King, but I don't think it's a good thing. Like, I do think we should like not just accept things.
100%.
But it's because we have nice home or we have homes at all and stuff like that. It just doesn't feel like, anyway, this is heavy.
Did you study psychology? I was even saying, she said learned helplessness.
Yeah. But that one I learned from TikTok.
Bro, TikTok has taught a lot of people way more than they've learned in school.
TikTok dragged me up this morning, man. It was really good. The guy, they started a video. The video was like, I promise you, after this, you're never gonna feel you're never gonna overthink again. I said, well, I'm interested.
Do you know what's so mad? I'm so sorry, but you see me, like, see when I know you're trying to do something, purposely I'm coming off that video because I know you're trying to do the hook at the beginning. Like if you did leave, man.
You can't like, he ate, man. He ate.
Was the advice good? Yeah,
the advice was brilliant. It was really good. For the next 48 hours, I feel very empowered. Wow. Yeah, it was really good. It was I will send it around. It was really, really good, man. It's just overthinking and just like you can't avoid shit. But sorry, hey.
Let's go.
Okay, I've definitely assumed things about this, but it was really, really good. So anyway, I'll send it around for sure.
Obviously, like, share, subscribe on all socials: Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter.
You don't want me to gain weight? No, losing weight is hard up here. It's hard up here.
Listen, I've been telling you the other day, bro. Like I stand on my scales every single day, and like. No, when I was doing it every single day, it was just like, every day was like, I was on it sort of thing, innit? And it's like, oh, I need to eat this, I need to eat that, and all that kind of stuff, But then the moment when I stopped doing that, I started eating whatever, But I can't even lie, it's mad because I've actually lost weight since then.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Yeah, which is kind of mad.
The scales are mad though sometimes, man.
I don't think you go by scales.
I did a video in it one time. The scales are kind of mad still.
But mine does like body fat percentage.
I know, but like certain times, for example, like I might weigh a certain weight, but I look a certain weight.
Yeah.
Because
the way I look
versus fat, innit?
But I don't think it matters what the scale says. I think it matters like, do you like what you look, or do you guys need the scale? Because I didn't realize men had body dysmorphia. I didn't know you guys were. I don't know.
I told this story all the time. A girl in year 7 that I was chatting to on MSN for like 2 or 3 weeks. Like, I probably liked her. And you know, back in the day, like you used to go what do you call it? Internet cafe.
Yeah.
So I went to internet cafe. There's a webcam there, innit?
Yeah.
And back in the day, also, for you to have a picture, it wasn't as common as like now.
Yeah.
Like, you might have to use someone's phone. And
We used to send it to one of our brethren to
upload it for you. Like, it wasn't normal to have bare pictures. So at that time, I didn't have no pictures. So then I put on the webcam, and all she said was, "You're fat." And bear in mind, all she actually said was, "You're fat."
It's just so funny each time.
And bear in mind, at that point, I didn't really have any concept of
of
the way I look. And
nah, she's bad for that.
So
man.
from that day
she's bad
till
for that.
now, I absolutely.
Why do I feel like that's something you can say?
Okay, well, dysmorphia, I can't compliment you into not having dysmorphia, but you are not fat.
No, you know, so
No.
I've just lost bare weight though.
Oh,
recently, and even
I'm
still,
not even saying you
I'm
back
not.
then, by the way. I'm just saying.
yeah.
And even still now, like I'm not like, okay, oh yeah. I definitely
Really?
from that for sure.
Guys, I saw. Well, thanks for sharing. And I saw this guy. Is that mad? I didn't want to. Is it mad?
Hey,
that's not
Is
the
it
guys
mad?
were Clubhouse back in the day.
No, because yes, let's create a good safe space for this. Yeah, no, because I
Jeez,
feel
it's,
like.
it's a nut.
Come on, Jeff. Subscribe now. Thank you. I feel like I've really been onto myself because I love women. I feel comfortable around women. Oh, is something happening?
No.
Okay.
I'm checking the mic.
I love women. I feel comfortable around women. Like, I don't want to be kicked out of the woman club. Like, I love women, And I feel like a lot's happened where I've had to kind of assess my relationship with men in my head a little bit because I think it's a little bit skewed to negative. And I have dope men in my life, like really good men in my life, especially as I grew up. Yeah. But when I say just almost like a natural something like it's something like unpleasant. Anyway, I say that to say it leads to a behavior where you don't think of men as like humans and you think of them as like these caricatures. You know, like I don't know, horny, loud, aggressive, take what they want. Like, but that's not even my lived experience. And I was like, okay, I'm actually a grown woman, so imagine how much more this is like skewing younger girls and stuff. But anyway, let's leave it. That's not my point. My point is I was watching this thing and it was talking about these men were in front of a mirror and they were slowly getting naked in front of the mirror. And it was like one of those skin deep type of shows. And then they were just talking about how like, you know, ever since they got dropped from a football team or like an NFL or whatever, they just don't feel physically like they look good. They always think they look fat. Then there wasn't, they all look different. So one was like differently abled, the other one was like really slim, but they were all just talking about how they don't like the way they look. And I sent it immediately to like one of my friends and to a guy and I was like, yo, this is so dumb. I was like, you lot experience this too? Because I know that sounds so dumb. I know that sounds so dumb, but I don't see that story ever. I see the story of girls. I have friends that will say, oh, I look fat, but you know, they're not, or I look too slim, I need to gain weight, or I need my bum. Like, it's so common and normal to me to hear that and to like be sensitive to it. But I never would have thought that if you say to a guy, your bicep is small, it might trigger this.
No.
Every single time that I've gone the most ham in gym, bro, it's come off of the back of a girl making a comment.
No,
I remember one time I put away, you know.
I can't speak for a girl.
You know what that means for me?
You just comment for comment's sake.
I think that thing's got worse now that we're like as like how we grown and all that. I think it's got worse now. But I think the bicep one, that one has existed from beginning of time.
But I think in my head, I can't speak for the other girls, any other girl other than me. But in my head, when I say it, it's so not true. I'm just gisting or just jabbing, like, you know. And back in the days when I didn't know how to flirt, insult was how I used to.
I can tell you.
You know, that's
I can tell still.
insult was how I used to, you know. Get at you, you're gonna like me if I break down your self-esteem. Obviously, younger. But like, so I didn't realize that was like a thing, or you know, or you're too. Imagine how telling a guy he's short must make him feel, because he can't even go and work that out. Oh my gosh, guys, are we really hurting your feelings like that?
No,
I think the way that the man will deal with it is either just cool, I'm just gonna pattern in gym, or I'm just gonna, if like it's something that I can't change about, so like on my height or whatever, I'll just get my money up, or I'll just be bare funny, or I'll just be bare something else. Like we won't like talk about it in the same way that maybe like a woman might talk about it if somebody has said something negative to them. We won't talk about how it makes us actually feel. It's just like, cool, what can I do about it? Cool, I'm gonna pattern this thing, or I'm gonna be like this, and then just kind of carry on.
Yeah, but I don't want that. I don't want my brothers in that feeling.
It's I can't even lie to you. I do think it's a good thing to be like, someone says something to you, and rather than getting hung up on it, being like, cool, what can I do to pattern this?
Is getting hung up on it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
That's getting hung up on it in a place that's even hard to reach. Obviously, everyone can overcome anything, but that is getting hung up on it. I think because it doesn't look like quote unquote what, like getting hung up on it feelings wise, you're not crying about it. I think you lot think you've transmuted it away, but it is hurting. These boys were like crying, and then they got completely naked and looked at their piece, and they were like, and then they were like, if anyone's not comfortable, leave.
Yo.
So only
Yo,
why
come
did they?
on.
Why did they share their piece?
In the beginning, I didn't
Why?
Thinking of it,
No, they would take off a shirt, and the woman would be like, "Are you comfortable to continue?" And they'll just take something else, and they'll just talk about like what their insecurity is as they went.
So why
And the man
didn't
was standing in the circle.
The problem, there was like, there were like maybe 5 of them. This is your problem. Can you see? It's not women are not the problem. Don't worry.
You're not gonna have to show you.
I heard the concept.
No, it's the concept of the show, though.
No, but penis is like really, okay. So it's really. Don't you hate how people would put you in a box when you're Christian? No, but like penis is like a big defining factor, like of a man, right? So like, and it's something that you lot can't change, just like height, and it's something that culturally everyone feels like they can have an opinion on. What?
Well, you say you can't change it, but
Can
you know
you
what?
change it now?
You see, Chad Ochocinco.
Yeah. No, he was joking.
Oh, he was joking.
Yeah, he was joking.
Oh,
because
I ain't seen that because I saw something him saying that he changed
K
it.
Michelle said that she saw it and she decided not to sleep with him because it was just crazy. She was like, "You're not gonna change my wall." That's what she said. So he was joking. And a man that jokes like that, you know, he must be okay.
Yeah.
Because he's not even sensitive.
Oh, too fair.
Yeah. So that's just my scientific psychology. But yeah, I didn't know that. Like, obviously, logically, I knew dysmorphia was a thing, but I didn't know it was so common level. It felt like.
I don't think I realized it until a bit later on as well. Like, obviously.
And what if it's okay to share, what are you doing? Is there anything you're doing about it, or you just
go to gym and work? But I'm at a point whereby it's not like it doesn't make me feel like sad or anything like that. Do you get what I mean? Like, I remember like being young, my college photo, bro. If you see me, my neck is like this thing. At the time, I thought I was fat. And to a point whereby like I used to buy the bag that like it comes across your body. So it would like press down my jacket. So I'd look like slimmer kind of thing. Do you get what I mean? So at that point it was very much like on my mind sort of thing, innit? But now it's like, okay, like I might think I look a certain way and I don't look that way. Like, you just go to the gym kind of thing. Like, I'm not like, it doesn't alter anything that I do or anything like that. It's just kind of. I mean,
I think everything alters something a little bit, but I won't tell you what you think. So I totally appreciate that. My equivalent of that was my hair. I would use my hair to cover my face because I had such acne and I felt so like ugly. And I was like, and I remember a teacher coming to me, and she was like, like, the hair being on your face only makes it worse. Like, you need to like chill. And so like that was my equivalent of like hiding the thing I was insecure about, which happened to be on my face. So like I get it. And I think kids are like that. I feel like kids do critique themselves and then they do these things. Like, why do you guys wear, when you were younger, why do you wear jackets all the time? Is that to hide your bodies as well? Or?
I actually liked jackets.
Jackets it was kind of
jackets was swagging
kind of part of the outfit.
24/7 in a party everywhere.
It's part of the outfit.
I look cold with it.
Like, it weren't really, there weren't, because I remember when we were younger, there weren't like a sick t-shirt or like a sick, but there was bare sick jackets.
You know the jackets with the tie?
Jackets.
H&M and that.
And then like the trench coats and all that.
Yeah, man.
Okay,
I used to love jackets still.
The outfit still.
Did you guys feel not great in school? Because we just opened our bum. So did you guys?
No, I said mine was the gym one. So it was like, I'll never forget. I remember the exact place I was. We'll go in Tesco. And we go to Tesco, and then I think summer I was wearing a t-shirt. And then this girl, and she was my brethren at the time as well, innit? But she was my brethren, but I kind of liked her. She kind of liked me, but you're younger. Bit of that stuff is in the air. Like, do you know what I mean? And she was like, "You're so skinny." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "What?" And then she kind of just moved on.
You man's tasting women. I'm trying to.
But she said, "Bro,
hey.
you know, she was flirting like you,
bro.
She was flirting like you, bruv."
Back in the day, let's make it clear. Back in the day, I was a kid.
So, and then she just moved on. So it wasn't even the thing where she was dwelling on. But after that,
Did you cry? Did you guys cry in any of these situations, or you just?
Nah.
This makes so much sense for why you lot gym the way you gym. I'm shit, I'm ugly. Am I a waste man? Am I weak?
But the crying thing,
Why do you not gym
see
like
the
that?
crying
You're
thing.
bucking, so you think I'm doing that as I'm pushing that?
No, the way you lot gym is so aggressive.
You're crying in the machine, bro.
No, you guys are mean to yourselves. Like when I'm in the gym, I'm like, don't get me wrong. You know, if I'm putting focus on, yeah, you can do better than that. Come on. But I'm never like I don't feel like I'm tearing myself apart. I feel like when I hear guys talk about what they like, speak to themselves in the gym, it's mad abusive.
No, I could do that still. I could do that.
It's mad catch a case. It's too hard.
I need to punish this boy.
I do the punishment still. I definitely do the punishment.
Do you enjoy? Do you think you like the pain? It feels like you've done something.
No. But it's like
No, like in terms of like heavyweights and that.
Like for example, when I say I do the punishment, it's like
Punish
so. For
is
example,
wayward,
if I know that I've taken the piss in terms of like over the past couple of weeks, I've just been moving mad. I've just been eating whatever I eat.
yeah.
Today in the gym, I'm gonna go
Hard.
ham basically because I've been moving mad. So that's me punishing myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was the punishment? Was that why was that crazy for you guys?
It's a bit wayward.
Yeah,
You have to embrace. He's allowed to embrace whatever kinks he has.
No,
Totally fine.
You don't let those people
No,
go
100%.
out. You have to catch those people. We need to catch this boy.
Actually, no, it's fine. You know, would you guys have a problem if one of your friends had a kink that was like something you guys didn't quite get?
Number one, I should not know.
Why?
That's number one.
What do you mean a kink?
Wait, like a kink or like a when you said punishment, obviously it was going to gym.
You're talking
but-
about a sexual kink.
Yeah, like if
Oh,
you say he
sexual.
likes to be dominated or not slapped.
It's just like
It's like if he told you, okay, I know bants will run, but like, do you other than that, you don't want to have
I can't lie.
Listen,
If
you're
it's-
actually a strange
It is the whole like
You're
it's
strange.
who?
Whoever says to me, you're a strange you, bro.
No, hey, let me
Nah,
say
I'll
that.
never
I
let her go.
remember-
Now
No,
you boys are hiding it from me.
No,
That's
no,
it.
no.
Yeah,
You know what it is? What's so funny? Listen, I've got all types of brethrens here.
Yeah,
and
I know you got the Asian one. and
so-
you got the-
I can't body that still. I body that still.
We're podding.
But all types. So some will actually they're open about it, so they'll say it.
Yeah.
Some is funny, innit? Like what certain people it's funny, it's whatever. Obviously, it gets to a point. If you start saying certain things, yeah, it's like you gotta cool down.
Really?
Like no one should be punching you up, and it's like. I feel like there's a deeper like there's a deeper thing there.
there was someone I worked with a few years back,
Yeah.
and like he had like a foot fetish,
Oh yeah.
but he also had like a panties fetish.
Okay.
So he told one of man's colleagues that he used to order like secondhand panties like off eBay and like sniff them.
Okay.
We'll be in an office, you'll be chatting to him, and like someone's backed off their shoe or whatever, like at their desk, and like they'd like do that thing with their
I actually hate that. That thing pisses me off so much.
bro, and like you'll be chatting to him, looking at you.
And his eyes are
Are you okay? Why do I know what you were talking about? What is this?
I hate that.
Bro, and then he was chatting to you before. Now he's just looking like at the bro.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
Knowing that you're in that zone, around man is weird. fam. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I can't be there. I can't.
Yeah, I feel like there's probably a lot that guys hide from each other. But I do understand that you guys have such a brotherhood as well. Like you lot have your way of bantering and so. Like I think I was talking to. I think I heard a guy say something like going on holiday with his boys or going on holiday with his girlfriend or missus, whatever. He loves the missus, like. But there's something unmatched about going. And I was trying to understand what it was that he felt like he could get with his boys. Because I don't feel like you lot are that open. It's not like, oh, I'm going out with my boys, I'm free. No, because you have to present in a very particular way oftentimes. with your-
No. The man them. When it's the
mean?
man
They
them with
can't
the
tell
man.
you about their foot fetish.
I can't even lie to you. I can't even lie.
none of my
No, but I
business,
remember
fam.
I knew though. Innit?
But they want to tell you. They want to tell you.
So by the way, let me be real,
business.
like a lot of man have told man certain things, but the way that man presents, you will never know that they told me that. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So there is that as well, though,
Okay,
innit? Do you get what I'm
okay,
trying to say?
okay,
So even
So the
even
jokes
this
are
you can
just
say is part of the
jokes.
But we'll still banter you
Yeah.
about
Still
it.
banter
but
you
it's
about it.
like-
But we know, like I
Somebody come and
said,
said that they like feet. The banner's running forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
But what if it's too much banter? Like, what if the boy just doesn't want that banter?
that's
you
also
don't
a
say it,
thing
innit?
though, by the way. That's also a
Yeah,
thing.
like, I
Sometimes
feel
people
like
feel
there's a
that
lot of sensitive
you're
men.
being bantered too much.
You can
Don't
tell
say
them.
nothing.
Like if them, like you can tell.
Yeah, you
like,
can
know
tell.
the man
But
them
then you
that
lot
are
just
very
go
defensive.
harder.
And,
You lot just go harder with the
I
banter.
don't.
Pause.
Oh, okay.
But do you know what? Yeah, you don't. Once you clock someone's getting annoyed, you're
it's
like,
too much. Yeah.
Okay, when it's not funny.
He's like,
When it's
alright, cool.
actually like actual anger
It
annoyed.
depends. It depends.
Anger annoyed though.
Actual anger, yeah, fair
Yeah,
enough.
and you can tell it's
But
affected, man.
also,
But you might be like, fam,
if they're too annoyed,
It's funny.
it's sometimes funny.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah,
problem.
yeah,
That's the annoying thing about being
Too
annoyed.
much,
That it
though.
looks funny still.
What's that?
As in like when it's like too much and you know that.
Now,
alright,
when it's
cool.
too much, you'll stop.
There's a
Yeah,
It's too
yeah,
much.
Because
Stop.
otherwise
You
you're not
know.
friends with them. Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
100%,
too much will stop, and the person
100%.
will just stop liking you secretly.
Oh,
yeah,
I think there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
a
it's all
lot
bad
of
to be
that.
too much, and they don't know that they have it. I'll just look for a reason to get you annoyed at me. You get what I'm trying to say? That's what it used to be back in the day. I'm like, alright, say no more. Then, fam, even I'm thinking about what the best banks, bro. The banks that we used to run back in school, it's stupid.
No, we were smart. We were witty.
Yeah, it was good still.
Definitely witty. Were you
School
lot
was
top
bad,
set, bottom set, middle set?
Top set still.
I was
Oh,
middle
what
still.
finance? Middle.
Yeah, middle.
Okay.
Don't do that.
What about you?
Okay.
Like you, art class.
Wait, hold on. Wait, I'm a smart person, you know.
No, I think you're smart.
Do you?
I feel like you would have, but I feel like you would have been brought down on behavior.
Hey, nah. Well done.
See?
Well done. You got the
Because
man.
all my
still.
favorite guys in school, they were top set, but no behavior. On the south side.
That's
What
what
they
happened.
put me in my head of years
Behaviour test,
class, yeah. That was the worst
That
stint
happened to me
in
for
my
maths.
life.
That happened to
bruv.
for maths as well. So
Maths.
my mom had to
Yeah.
fight to get me to do higher.
No, they
Oh,
sat.
really?
Yeah.
I was with
I'm back in the
And look
day as
how
well, yeah.
unimportant all of that was.
Yeah.
I'm back in the
Yeah,
day, by the
nothing.
way, yeah. If you was in the lower set for maths, yeah, you could only do the paper that would get
foundation.
you up
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Done C foundation.
Nah, they boiled
And
it.
to get the C, I think you had to get like 90% or something like that. So it was like
That's
very,
crazy.
very, very well.
But this is what I'm trying to say. Like when I went, when I did my shorts. Well, anyway, when I went to like another school where everybody was getting amazing grades, I realized that like how terrible it is to like predict people way below what they can actually do.
yeah.
Because how
You
could
cap
you
them,
mean that
innit?
a C was the best,
Yeah.
and then you're now trying to get into uni with people that got like 13 A's and A stars, and you got 5 A to C's because you
worse,
were badly
though.
behaved.
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
what's
yeah.
mad.
It's peaks. It's actually true.
It's
Still.
Yeah,
actually
and
very
the lowest set classes were actually like a jungle.
Yeah, bro. It's peak.
Like there's no learning going on.
It's
there.
peak.
Nah.
Like you
What-
know,
so
those
4 or
certain-
5 maths in math, bro.
You know the boys that were in the lower set, lowest. They weren't bad. They were just like
Unruly.
unruly, bro.
Yeah.
I
As
feel
in-
like what's shade,
We
yeah.
used to play a game, yeah.
Oh,
So, for
gosh.
example, yeah, you take like a lid off a pen, yeah,
Yeah.
you throw it at someone, yeah, but whatever they throw back has got to be bigger. So they'll throw the whole pen at you. So then you have to throw like your textbook.
Did you
And
go
then
to a
they-
boys' school?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's very boys.
But then,
school.
but
Yeah.
then it's
Yeah,
like,
boys' school.
but
They
then
didn't do
you
that
throw the
maths.
That sounds
textbook.
like-
You throw
that
the
sounds like
textbook.
back in the beautiful.
And then someone's got to throw a chair.
That's
Then you got to
so
throw a table. And then, but as soon as you pick
Wait,
up the
how
table.
did the teacher not see
So
the
dumb.
textbook or
so-
the chair?
So that's why I got moved down the set.
Okay.
So she saw me start picking up the table like that. I was like, I'm joking, Miss. Man. I really
Hey,
did.
so silly.
silly.
Where did you?
So
Wait, oh, sorry, go
silly.
ahead.
No, I was gonna say I'll tell this story about in my maths class. Yeah, it was a top maths class at the point. There was one Nigerian boy called Solomon, and I don't know if he just came from Nigeria. Solo. There was a piano in the class.
Yeah.
He would run inside the class. Yeah, as soon as it start playing praise and worship on the piano. Everyone, no matter what class you're in, comes in the class and starts singing and dancing on the table.
Yeah.
Then the teacher will come in and be like, out! Every single maths lesson. Every single one. All right, cool. So there was one particular one where I was playing some good songs. Everyone was dancing. And my school's predominantly dancing. For some reason, so my teacher coming in, the head of year came in.
Sure.
Yeah, so he grabbed me, my other boy, said, out. We've come out the class. Everyone else is still in there now. He's like, all right, cool.
Are you a Christian?
He's like, you go there, you go there, you go there. I'm like, all right, different classes. So he's put me in the fourth set, yeah.
I'll be
Class,
I
yeah.
got moved to set 4.
So I've moved into the fourth.
You went to set 4 as well?
I got moved to set 4 still.
No,
Sit down.
I moved that fourth, like, I sat there and I feel like it's one of the moments I pondered on my life. And I was like, I can't, like,
can't be
I
this.
can't be in this. The
Yeah.
people that were in this class
And
were
that's
in my
just what
year,
it was.
bro. They were in my year, yeah, but they weren't my brethren. These are, yeah. Not because of anything.
you're
No, no. Not because they were fools. But just these were they weren't like bad youths. My brethren were the bad, but these were just unruly. Like when you asked me that, right, like, Shall I let off the stink bomb now? What's that, fam?
Yeah, fire.
Yeah.
Bro, I remember.
But why wouldn't they be, man? If you're not understanding something all day long, just confused
I hear
and
you.
stressed
I
all
do.
day long.
Listen, it must-
Like, bro,
And
when
the
I
teachers
must
don't
be
have
mad
the
frustrated.
patience.
Huh?
The teachers don't have the patience to
Mad
actually.
yeah,
frustrated,
because it
still.
requires more than just like if you're, you know. But in my head, like I think was it A levels that tried to dumb my dance. I was like, when you don't understand something, you want to distract yourself. Like you actually, they're lucky that it didn't get worse. Like it's actually very stressful.
It's peak still.
I remember they moved me to one set like for the lesson innit. Like bro, this guy that was next to you, obviously I've done whatever, and he's got up on a rage thing. Then teacher's like, Rick, like sit down, and he's like, no, if you miss, and I was like, damn, now I'm in trouble with it. Do you get? So they moved me out to like one set, but it was only for the
Oh,
lesson.
you
innit?
said FU.
No, he said it
Oh,
to
okay,
the teacher
okay,
because of what I had done to him. Bro.
Okay.
Do you get? So then that sounds mad, like just because whatever. But so they put me down in some low set or whatever. Yeah. In that set, yeah, there was boys in there that we had this. Not we, like some of the man them had taken a picture of on one of the like school buses going on like a. Let's say everyone's in maths. Why are you not going on a school trip? Do you get what I'm trying to say? But that's the class that man's ended up. And these lot are like, they're in the class, bro, and they're just gisting with each other, bro. Like, and the teacher's just sitting down. I was like, nah.
Get me out here.
This can never be.
I could never be a teacher, man. Truly a
rough.
role of sacrifice.
Yeah,
You know what's mad? I would
Nah.
like to do it, yeah, but because I know what school was like in terms of like, it's just long. So, but I also don't think that I would be the teacher that people would do that to as well. If you get what I mean,
Yeah.
I reckon I would be like the cooler teacher that is a bit more down to earth,
I
etc.
hate there was. I can think of 2 teachers in my, 3. No one messed around with.
Yeah.
Like one, Dr. Diali, crazy you,
Doctor.
doctor, like as in, and obviously school's different now, so he defo couldn't do
That's what I'm
getting
saying.
what
yeah,
he's doing.
yeah.
That if you were that mad, I'm not even gassed. He could like grab you, like just like put you against the wall, or like those. That was
He's
actually
lucky he didn't
so-
teach in
and
my
your
school,
school's
man.
closed.
Trust me,
the
bro.
The school you went to has now been shut down.
no. The school's actually top performing school.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, top
What's
performing-
changed?
Top performing school. Something.
What's changed?
There's less man like him in there.
Yeah, top performing school. Top performing school now. That is.
There's less man like you in there now.
Alright, man, fair enough. Fair enough.
But you know so man, we had a teacher like that as well. We said the yeah, but like, I told you the story about him, fam. He chased me around the whole school, bro. Like they put me on report. Yeah, they put me on report. I've gone into class. Trust me, I've been good, man. I know when I've been good, and he still gave man a 6 out of 10.
I've had that, yeah.
And I was like, nah, sir, like, he's
Why?
like, no, he was like, thank you, like, he says, thank you, like, as in trying to shut me down.
Yeah.
I was like, I just slapped the back of his head, innit?
No.
Do you know what it is? Do you know the maddest thing is, yeah?
Oh no, you deserve to be chased.
No, but I didn't know, like,
Fam,
You
I
don't-
don't, you don't understand.
No.
You know,
Teachers
hey,
like
do you know so
Imagine
mad,
your
yeah?
husband coming home from work here.
And the
Nah,
kid
that's
is
And
slapping
Tess
my
is
demoralizing.
angry.
Yeah. This is
And
gonna-
your wife's like, why are you angry?
Is that when you broke you
This
or you broke
student
him? It had
slapped
to
the
be
back
both,
of my head.
sorry.
And this is what I'm trying to say. So it's so mad now, yeah, how,
As
even though I don't condone this and I don't agree with it, yeah, I from that year can understand snapped. You know, like when it's like them
Yeah.
stories where women snap and boom, boom, boom. Because the thing that overwhelmed me, yeah, was like, no, like you've messed me up. I've got 7s all week, at least 7s all week, yeah. And you're giving me a 6 just to spite me because you know that we've even got that bit of banter going on, but you're boying it now. You're boying it now for real, and you're just shutting man down when I see it.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was.
I just like,
Yeah.
hey, ow, bust out. Hey, listen, I was ducking on the stairs. I said to you, I had to run here into the toilet here and lock the cubicle, and he was banging on the cubicle.
my
I said to you,
Oh my
goodness.
days.
Hey, it was long still. It was long.
Yeah, no. But you know, looking back, I think I tweeted this back when it was called Twitter, and I literally, I was like, now that I'm old enough, I totally believe some of the teachers were just jealous of kids. Like, because you know when you said that, it's just like you're being different. Like, oh no, like you look.
Yeah.
There's teachers, who are being mean to the girl that looks like the girl that used to bully her. There's teachers that are. I'm telling you, because
100%.
But teachers were like, I would say like 28, 32,
yeah,
like that age.
Younger.
Right.
Yeah,
You're not beyond being a prick. Like you're just not. So now I believe that teacher was jealous of me. That's it. That's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
100%.
That's what you're running with, yeah?
And that's why in the parents' evening and that they'll be like, yeah, like, he's a good kid and that, but like he just gets distracted. They know exactly what that means, and they know exactly how that's gonna come across.
Yeah, 100%.
What?
still.
Did you guys get beat? Well, it sounds like you lot got beaten as kids. Were you beaten as kids?
Yeah,
Nah,
smoke
not
still.
really, still.
Yeah,
I got beat.
yeah.
Yeah, I got beat. So.
You say
Would you
can
be?
get that vibe from?
Would you be? No, I don't really get any particular vibe. I assumed that all of us were beaten, but like, would you beat your kids?
No.
Or do you beat your kids? Or you're not going to say it?
So I always say about this is that I don't know. In that, I feel it depends on the sort of child I have. I'm not going to be like, I'm definitely going to.
Yeah.
I'm
You're not
definitely
looking
not
forward
going
to
to.
it. Yeah,
Do you- I'm
yeah.
not like, do you get me? There's no prescription until I meet that.
You would just-
until I
you would
meet
design
that
your
in
punishment,
I'll
yeah.
design it around you.
I think mine is highly unlikely.
Yeah.
The other day, yeah, like my
What's your
I
answer, sir?
told my son. No, I'm gonna.
Oh,
I'll give
you
you an
have,
answer.
oh, you have kids.
So
sorry.
I told my son to like he gave me like my charger or whatever in it, but he likes it. He's just like when he's excited in it. So he's giving me the charger, yeah, but he's got the wire and kind of like thrown it, but still holding it. So he's basically whipped me with the thing and he's hit me in the face, and I'm like, no, what are you doing, sort of thing, innit? Because obviously like that. Another thing about man is that like pain gets me like agitated quickly, innit, sort of thing, innit. So anyway, yeah, so that's happened, and I'm like, what you doing or whatever, and like he was like, oh, like sorry, innit, like obviously he's clocked whatever, innit. And I've just kept quiet for a bit, innit, or whatever. He's gone to the other room where his mum's at and all that kind of stuff. Keeping quiet and all that kind of stuff. Then he comes back to the room, yeah, or whatever, and I'm like, cool, come, innit, sort of thing, innit. Then he starts crying, innit. And it's like, so I say all of that to say, yeah, that these lot, they don't necessarily, some of these lot, yeah, like with my daughter, for example, yeah, if I say something to her.
You have two.
Yeah.
Hey.
If I say something to my daughter, yeah, like, bro, like, why would you do that, yeah? The disappointment will get her upset. She can cry.
100%.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So it's like, so I know I don't necessarily need to. Do you
Yeah.
get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Beat them or
I
anything
just
like
don't
that.
think beating does anything.
I just think if you
I
can
just
beat
don't think
them,
it does
But
anything.
young,
you can talk to them.
don't
when they're
know,
very,
man.
very young, when
Doesn't.
they're like, when
I
they're
mean,
like,
beating for bad behavior specifically does not. You can't beat bad behavior. You can't beat out.
but
bad
it's not
behavior.
necessarily bad behavior because they don't necessarily know it's bad behavior yet until you correct them. So you know, like sometimes it's like, oh, like don't play with something like. Do you
So
know what mean?
I think when like stuff like danger or don't do that thing, like that's like fair enough, like a little like stop that thing, innit? But past the infancy stage where it's like you don't really understand. So you actually understand now. Let's say like you're, I don't know, like 10 or 11 or something like that. But beating bad behavior, basically, you can't beat out bad behavior.
Yeah,
and that's what
You
a
can't-
lot
you
of
just
people's
need
parents
to
are
hide
trying to
it.
do, innit?
Yeah.
100%.
You're just gonna you'll just end up
But
firming
the
it. Like,
beatings
what do
we
you
got
do?
was
Like,
nothing like the beating our parents got.
Nah, they used to buy
Yeah.
Kubuku and that.
And I feel like they were badly behaved.
Go,
We
go,
just
go.
don't know. I think our parents were very badly behaved. You moved
Nah, my mum
across
was
the
top of the class
seas.
still.
No, yeah, they were smart.
No, I'm joking.
They were everything.
She was though,
I don't
she was.
want to put
I'm
my
not
mum.
joking
My mum's not badly behaved yet, but like, I feel like they. I don't know. There's a certain level to make you go and move across the ocean, yeah, and build a whole life in a racist country. I just feel like
You got
gotta have something about you.
You got
Yeah,
something
yeah,
about you.
about
You gotta
you.
have something about you, sure.
Yeah, no, you got something about you. I definitely. I was probably beaten, but I think from 7 onwards, I don't remember really getting beaten.
Yeah, that's the thing. I
never
stopped
got
getting
beaten like
beats relative. I remember the day my dad stopped beating me.
Oh.
Yeah, visibly. Like he beat me, I just didn't react.
I remember.
Like no tears. There was just no tears, no nothing. I was like,
Oh, interesting.
I was like, alright. I
So
think it just-
yeah, would you even want that kind of confrontation with your son? Like,
But I did. You know what? It's mad though. But I didn't
I had to
see.
go through the whole-
I didn't see it as like. I didn't see it
You
as he
did that?
hated me though.
okay,
I
that's
didn't
good.
see it as not. I just saw it as. Like,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
beating me, innit?
Yeah.
You get me?
But that's probably you must have been present in every other way.
Nah, especially because like my friend in it has happened. Like everyone's getting in trouble. Like
Yeah.
like it's a common joke. Like everyone's making jokes in school. Like
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So it's just like
Some people's beating was Pete though. There's one you it was crazy still.
Fam,
Like,
no,
all
it
of the
is.
man them got arrested basically. I think God I wasn't there that day because I live in North, yeah, and we used to go Waterloo after school basically just to kind of.
Oh, was that
And
the
I used to
murder?
go as well basically.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. Nah. But one of my brethren tried to
Is it
rob
the
one of
murder?
his phone.
Who are you working for?
yeah, trust me. Aye, what's mad, yeah? Is that I've seen the move my phone a few times. I think I've seen the put my phone.
Special Agent
Was
Quay.
it at 3 o'clock on Sunday?
I've seen that, bruv. I said, you know
2018.
that, looking at your phone, bruv, bare that. Look around
Where
like
were
that.
you? Where were you then? Like, where were you? Yeah, you know, I even feel like I'm Mookie for that one. I'm looking at myself.
He
Funny.
tried to rob one youth's phone, innit? And basically the youth didn't have it. So then my brother slapped his McFlurry out of his hand or something like that. But then the youth went to go and tell community support. And bear in mind, yeah,
Good, well done,
like
boy.
where I wasn't there in it, but we're so young that community support coming was kind of like, oh, like crap, like, and they were like, you have to wait, basically, innit? So then they called police, and then everybody got arrested.
You lot waited.
No, I wasn't there.
Oh no, but they waited.
Yeah, they
Oh,
waited
these were
still.
good kids.
Exactly. Do you know what I mean?
I actually remember.
What community support we used to.
Bro,
Sorry,
I remember.
stop it.
Yeah.
But this
Listen,
just goes to show
What
how
did you
young
used
we
to
were.
do?
Nothing,
boy,
it's-
those
This
are
goes to show how
times.
young we were.
Community
Still.
support
Yeah, it
came.
shows how young you
I think
are.
it was like,
You must have been 11.
That
I think
guy
it was like year 8.
I feel so bad for
Yeah.
him. That was cool.
I think it was year 8 still. But then what? And out of the man, the person that kind of slipped off was somebody who was a lot more involved, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
But yeah, everyone got arrested. They ended up letting everybody go, but they put them in cells, all of that sort of stuff, innit? That's crazy.
Was it,
as well,
what?
If it's under 16,
Unnecessary.
your parents
He
got to get you out, innit?
Yeah.
For what, though?
Your parents have to come get you out. I don't know what they arrested. Obviously,
crazy.
he slapped them with flour out of his hand, and
Yeah.
he tried to rob him, innit? Obviously,
Fair
you're
enough.
not,
They
you
said the
shouldn't
robbery thing, yeah.
But it's probably.
But all of this is
should have put them in cells,
circumstantial
innit?
evidence.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No,
This
nothing
is
was
a TV or
actually
something.
stolen.
Yeah.
The McFlurry's on the floor. That could have happened anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But basically, the school, the day after in school, obviously everybody's telling the stories and then it's PE. And one of the man, his dad actually messed him up. Like messed him up.
You can
Like,
see
to
it
where he had
on
like a
his body,
bruise on his face, and then his back had bare like wire scars and all this stuff on it. So it was actually peak. So that is like beating.
I can't even.
Do you get what I mean?
I'm so sorry.
No,
Why you guys have?
No, that's
No,
bad.
guys.
Bad. No, it's bad.
Guys.
It's actually so bad.
That's
How can
actually
your
That
dad?
made me so uncomfortable as well.
No,
You guys are here
no,
laughing.
no, it's not
You lot are resilient,
Nah,
man.
I'm saying-
No,
resilient,
it's
man.
actually
It's bad
so
still.
bad.
Nah,
Yeah,
it's
to
bad
get
still.
with a why on all that kind of stuff.
That's actually insane, bro.
But certain people were getting that basically. Do you get what I mean? And not like
God forbid.
Yeah,
it's
no,
like you're
people.
getting
Yeah,
a
some
slap
people
or something like
definitely
that.
There was a. I remember there was a girl who went to school not too far from us. Something happened now. I think her mum shaved off her hair.
Yeah, that happens in school as well.
But you know,
Someone,
I do
someone
think
his mum
that's-
shaved off his eyebrows.
That is
Yeah.
that is actually like psychological warfare.
It's the shame
Yes.
thing. Yeah.
No, it
Like,
is.
it's peak still.
And when I would see stuff like that, like when I was younger, I would just think, I wouldn't really understand how alarming this is that's happened just right now. You know, like my mum would never. When I got in trouble, when I had my equivalent of the flurry stuff, but I was actually there. Like my mum, I remember a girl that kind of did like frenemy type vibes. Like, yeah, you're getting shipped. It's over. It's done. Like you're in trouble. Boom, boom, boom. And I just was like, oh God, like yeah, like this is valid. Like my mum. Her whole approach was totally not what I expected. It was she pulled me in. She was fuming. She was angry, disappointed. Obviously, that made me feel terrible. Didn't really talk to me as much for a little while. But she bought me trainers. She got into more conversations with me. Like I remember, like coming to school with these new trainers, and this girl was fuming. She was like, oh, like it's just what your mum bought you, as if like now making me feel like I've done something. I don't know. It was just it was really interesting, but. My brain wasn't expecting it, and it really redefined who was on my
really true,
team.
though.
Those moments there,
Yeah,
I
they
can't lie.
really speak
very
to you.
But you
remember
said
the traffic.
you're the type of child though that if your parent will shout at you, you're
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah.
So
I
that
wasn't,
probably
though.
plays a part though in the way your mum is dealing with you
The
as
only
well.
thing with that is that
100%.
I wasn't that kind of child in it, and I remember the first time my mum, because a lot of the time, whenever anything used to go wrong, my mum would just hear what they're saying because they're adults or whatever.
Yeah.
But when they tried to kick me out of school, so I couldn't take my GCSEs there, that's where my mum was like, nah, like, and then that time when she probably stood up for me, then, that's when I felt like, yo. Nah, you've actually got my back in it. Do you get what I'm
got
trying to
my
say?
back. You care about
yeah.
my back more than I care about my back. Those moments speak to you. Telling a kid stuff, I honestly think kids look at what you do. Unfortunately, like, and telling a kid something is very different from like showing them that you're like in the trenches with them, because you don't really know that until they show it. Do you know what I mean? And that was when I realized I'm never doing something for my friends above my mum ever again, which is why I understand snitching.
Chai.
Well, and
And on
thank
that
you
note-
for this episode.
Like and subscribe, guys.
No, but I've had an argument about this, but I don't know if we're going on to something else, so let me know. But I have a theory on this. But anyway, but I didn't snitch on anyone, just so everyone knows.
As far as you know,
Let's get into some testimonies. Every week we like to do testimonies, and I think it's just it's not just good to encourage faith in people. It's also a reminder to us as well, like what God is doing. Like God is constantly working. I'll go first actually, and it's funny because it kind of not ties into what we were just talking about, but kind of a bit in it. So a couple of weeks ago, I had a billboard in Manchester, and then like it was like,
Cut that out.
Yeah, that was
appreciate
amazing.
it.
by the way, the reason we clapped because we clapped already.
Even me, I said, oh, maybe this is that is amazing.
yeah, man. And then it was on like taxis for like a month basically, so in and around the city and stuff like that. And I think, and my whole kind of thing about it was like, it's definitely sick, innit? But it's like, it looks better than it is to me. Do you get what I mean? Innit? So like when I posted and stuff like that, I was very like, I was quite conflicted about posting it sort of thing because it's a very sick, innit? Like I'm on the billboard, I'm on cars and stuff like that. But then it was like, you know what? No, God actually done this. You know what I mean? So even though it might not be like a moving thing in man's career or anything like that, but it's just like, it's a sick moment, innit? So yeah, I thank God for that.
You see billboards, billboards is like old money.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's like, so there's something authentic about it. It's like when people are like presenting, and you're presenting on TV. On like the terrestrial TV channels or whatever they used to call them. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's like a different vibe. So no, that's lit.
No, it's sick still. It's sick, man. Shout out to Fash as well for that. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, man.
Your fiance and your family must be so proud.
Yeah, no, they're guests still.
I'll go next. What's mine? Do you know what it is? My family, they've been doing a lot of traveling recently. And obviously because of what's going on in the world sometimes, it's just the underrated blessing that they go and they come back.
Amen,
Do you know what I mean? Like they've been that up and down, but everyone's come back in peace, innit? And I was just like, God, no, you know what? Thank you. Even today on my way here, not that other people's issues should make you start praising God, but as I was driving here, there was one girl on the car broke down on the motorway, innit? And AA were there helping out. And I was just thinking,
instead of helping her, you was praising
I
God.
knew you were going to say that. That's why I made sure AA was there. AA was there.
Instead of helping her, he was praising God that it wasn't him.
But honestly, I was like, you know what? Like, long time since I've like had an incident on the road. Like, car. Like, I was actually bare thankful. So I was like, you know what, God, thank you for my protection, for my family's protection. Everyone's good. Everyone's safe. Traveling mercies. Everyone's good, man. So I was like, yeah, you know what? Thank God still.
Yeah.
No,
throw it up that way.
Thank God.
For me, recently got a board role at like another like housing association. So
Sick.
That's cool.
That's amazing.
So yeah,
Well
Sick,
done.
man. That's sick still.
Well
When
done.
that happened?
like to be fair, it's happened a while ago. But then they just sent me the like.
Confirmation.
No, they sent me all like the documents I need to fill out and all that
okay,
stuff
no,
and send
that's
back.
cool.
So yeah,
That's
so
cold.
thank God for that.
It's
So
cold still.
I love thank God.
Okay.
You're gonna raise the song first.
Raise the song. Honestly, feel free.
you know what? It's like, do you know what it is? You could actually say something from 2 years ago. No.
Yeah, trust me.
No, do you know what it is? There's like, actually, there's so many.
Yeah, honestly.
And I need to get over this. Like, I feel like sharing testimony. I don't know.
What it's like humble bragging. Do you feel like that?
No, I don't mind that one.
Okay. Fair enough.
No, it's almost like, I don't know. Like, I'm scared to say it sometimes. I don't know. I don't know why. It's definitely not.
Should I pick that still?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. But okay. Yeah. No, I think just in general, knowing how much God loves me. Like there are moments where I just feel like I've wasted too much of a resource, or I've got something so wrong, and then he will do stuff, and you lot wouldn't even realize that you lot are part of that realization as well. Actually, when you approached me in church, or whatever, it was like after we made an accountability group or something like that, and the very next day you reached out. Anyway, but it was just something about his love. I base God's love very much on human love, kind of like if you do good, then he's there. If you know, but like his love is very gentle, very present, and I've been feeling it a lot, and it's been helping free me from like inaction, overthinking, and stuff like that. So that's that.
God's been
very
Thank
good.
God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Thank you for that, guys.
That's
That was lovely.
Any more? Just send it through to us or
Yeah,
right
yeah,
email.
yeah,
We'll
do you know what I mean?
stuff in there.
Sorry, guys. I don't think I'm in a space to share that second one.
that's
It's
all right.
calm,
That's fine, man.
calm,
That's fine,
man.
man. Listen,
But obviously, look,
got
with
a special.
all our guests, man, we normally play a small game.
Oh, I thought you were gonna give me a gift. All right,
Oh,
let's go.
yeah.
I heard it.
I heard it. I give you
I realised that.
Chai, what's that?
The baddest thing is, do you know what it says?
I know.
What is that?
I just picked up. It says Sinner's vodka.
Ah.
See, I don't take that stuff mad personal or like mad deep.
No.
But like, like there's brands. I won't say brands of Christianity, but there's people that do, and they have their
do you know what it
basis
is?
for that, which is valid. But
So, for example, you see this one,
I would
I feel
never
like
buy
this
that.
is just someone from ends that thought it was a sick name.
Yeah, like
Okay.
catchy.
But
I
like,
wouldn't buy
there's
it.
some, I can't lie to you, where it's like, I know there's more to it than this.
yeah, there
But
must
it's just
be.
the
I
sermon
guess,
in it,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, those ones out. Because I remember I shared a story the other time. I was like, some of the clothes that man used to wear, like one of them had like something like blood, sweat, and toil.
Yeah, and every day was hard.
I thought I didn't clock until after, but ever since I started wearing that top, life was difficult.
Oh yeah.
So
okay.
I didn't say
But
so
I
I got
would
rid of
say
it.
if you feel personally convicted, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
100%. But anyway, guys, go
Yeah.
ahead. What's the
But
game?
cool. Obviously, we've got a little game that we play. Yeah. So what we do, we pick an item in the room. Yeah. And then you have 1 minute
Okay.
to make a sermon out of that item we pick.
Light work.
Hey.
Light work. I'm about to change lives. What are we doing this with? Come, let's go.
What it is, you have no prep time.
Okay.
Yeah. As soon as we start the clock, you go.
All right.
Yeah.
Finna convert.
What? Are you just
people.
ready to
Let's
go?
go.
You're just
Oh
ready.
yeah.
No, this is like the most confident.
yeah.
Alright, let's go. Let's go. Let me.
Oh, it's not a physical
Recording a
thing.
different.
No,
I've
it's
got an
good, but I'm
item,
getting the
so-
timer up.
I've got an item, so
You got an item.
yeah.
I've got an item. So
I feel like
I've got a new item.
I've
you
got
lot
a
are
new
going
item
to make
as
it
well.
harder.
No. Have you come?
No, I got an item. All right,
Okay.
cool.
What did you just point at?
Could be my strength.
Chair.
Cool. The item. Yeah?
Oh yeah.
No, sorry, bro. Where did you get that from?
The
Put it out of
item.
his pocket.
You just put it. No, that's insane.
This is the item. I was prepared. Hey.
Did you actually bring it from home?
Yeah, I did. It's in the car.
That is hilarious.
All right, let's go.
Does your missus know? Can I hold it?
Oh, you go.
Yeah, I feel like I need to.
Go.
I think I need to.
Okay, let's go.
Activate my pasta tie.
3, 2,
How long do I have?
1.
A minute.
A minute.
Okay.
Let's go.
cool. Hello, church. How's everybody doing today?
Bye, man.
Good.
All right, guys. Do I need to use Bible verses and stuff? Okay, cool. Okay. All right, cool. So everybody, what is this that I'm showing you?
A paintbrush.
Gosh.
No, it's not a paintbrush. It's a makeup brush.
Sorry, guys.
And that's what happens in life sometimes. In life, sometimes people do not know your correct name. So they'll give you the wrong job. Yeah? So if I try to use this to paint brush, it's not big enough. It won't work well. And then this will start to feel inferior. Like, wow, why am I not like the other paint brushes? But its destiny was to be a makeup brush. Hallelujah! So with that, then when you see it's used as a makeup brush, you start to see the skill. You start to see the precision. You see it was perfectly made for a perfect job. Hallelujah, church. Is everybody listening to me?
Amen.
All right, wonderful. So it's very important that in your life, if things are not working, look at yourself. Look at what God called you to be. Are you in the best place for yourself? Ah, my goodness. Come back for after this service.
You know what?
I hear it.
That's the best one still.
I hear it. Still.
I was struggling.
You know what's
I
sick
was
about that?
struggling, but then you came with the
Nah,
make. You
I
said
can't lie.
paintbrush.
I can't lie. Nah, you done your
don't
thing.
Still,
Look
well
at
done.
that.
Nah, you done your thing.
That
That
one
was great.
That one is crazy.
You actually flipped it mid off the
Exactly.
back of what he
Well
said.
done.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I
that was
was
good
struggling.
still.
I didn't know. I
that
didn't
was
know,
good
but I had to
still.
stay
Cool still.
confident.
Well done.
I had to
That was
stay
actually
confident.
cool.
Well
Thank
done
you.
still.
Shout
I
out
put
to
it
the.
up there with the Mace one.
Yeah, for real. For real.
Well done.
That was cool.
That was fun, guys. I don't know what that teaches people. I don't know if it teaches people that there are a lot of fake pastors out there. Or if it teaches
It's so mad because that's what
That's
everyone
just-
says.
that's what
everyone
I feel like I live in a different world, bro. I thought it meant that how hard it is because a lot of the time people find it hard to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I'm good to be a pastor at
No,
all.
I hear
So, you know, and I definitely feel like, for instance, I've gone to lots of churches. The reason why I go to our church was because it just feels like God has to give him this. Why is it so relevant? I feel like it's more than just saying a good line, using similes and, you know, double entendres. I think it's like...
And imagine doing that
100%.
for half an hour, 45 minutes, or an hour, or whatever.
But
Doing
I'm
that
even
within a
saying
minute,
that to say that everyone else thinks the same thing that you think in
Yeah.
terms of that's how easy it is to just make up anything.
I think there's a lot of like probably not genuine pastors. Like I think a lot, and I think we need to have in pastor court. and people should be able to like not sue their pastors, but bring their pastors to account, right? And in fact, as soon as I said that, my spirit said, "Stop talking to me." I want to take that back. Don't worry, I'm so sorry. But like places where they're playing games like 5K to pray for you and stuff like that. We need to start. These things only run because they do it in their small community. Open it up. Let's get like a standard a little bit. But anyway,
I hear it.
I hear it.
God sees.
God sees still.
Yeah,
Trust
fair.
me.
Can you imagine annoying God in that way?
Yeah.
But listen, we got a special guest in the building.
Hey, very
very special guest. It's been a long time coming. Still, when I saw you, I was saying, fam, listen, for a minute we wanted to chop it up. Still.
Trust me.
I appreciate it.
But we got the socialite.
Trust me.
We got the media mogul.
Trust me.
We got the safest of safe space in
Yes.
the building.
The personality of the
Got
year.
a girl Quay in the building. Clap it up.
Thank you.
Welcome, man.
Still welcome.
I think
welcome.
only good vibes people can have a podcast. That's the only way you can get someone to come all the way from their house an hour away and they don't regret it. Yeah, like you guys are lovely.
Not nowadays, but nowadays anyone can have a podcast, but
Yeah, but
And I think that's good, personally.
do you?
Yeah, man.
So you think
That's
it's
not.
good?
That's not.
I think it's good. I
What?
do.
From what
I think it's
perspective?
good because it
I
doesn't
hear
mean
what
they'll
you're
be
gonna say.
successful. Do you know what I mean? But it means everybody should. I feel like the what do you call it? The marker to entry, the gate to entry. I don't know what it is.
Barriers.
The barrier, hallelujah. The barrier to entry shouldn't be so excluding. Like, why do people need to bleed, sweat, not eat for a year before they can do stuff? Like, people should have the ability to try, and I feel like that's what social media has given everyone. If you want to be a model, all right, do it
Jump
on.
on,
And I feel like that's great. I'm so happy about that. Sorry.
No,
And then if they're good, then I would not be hosting and presenting. I wouldn't be doing that if I had to go through the traditional channels. When would they have picked me? When would they have picked me to host Afro Nation? When would they have picked me to interview certain artists? When? When? I don't. My dad doesn't come from that industry. I don't have any cousins that are in that industry.
It's true, still.
Nah, man.
I hear it still.
What's mad on that? I feel like I've seen you online for a while now.
Yeah, probably.
I feel like
actually.
I've seen you on for a while, literally. It's funny because you said when you say Afro Nation, was that 2019?
No, 2019 was the first one. It was post breakup, you know. So I went Afro Nation. The maddest thing is that I'd been there the year before on a vacation, innit? A Christian vacation away. And then the next day I went Afro Nation, and it was like my first entry into like. I don't know, the black young scene, I don't know. And then the year after, I was invited to host. And then invited to host again. And it was like huge. And yeah, man, I remember Eddie Caddy bringing me on stage in front of 40,000 people and just like vibing with them. And one thing about me, energy, like, do you know what I mean? People, I love talking to strangers. I love people. So it's like, this is dope. And I'm not gonna lie, when I was doing it, I wasn't in it, overthinking, scared. Oh, am I doing it right? But like, when I look back on it, my kids are gonna know, like, you know, mom found herself in places, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so that's cute. And that's not even the latest thing I've done, so yeah.
Oh,
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. But I've been around for a second. I don't think I haven't always been about it. Sometimes I jump to producing and other things, but yeah.
I definitely know you for different things as well. So the first thing was like a music. It wasn't a podcast, was it?
It was
at the time. I guess it was like
It was just YouTube.
Yeah, it was YouTube.
It was just
innit?
YouTube, man. And you know, if we stayed with that, probably it would have been
Yeah.
big. But it wasn't my purpose in life. I think. But it was timeline. Shout out to DJ Matthews, who I bullied him into letting me host on that show. I don't know where it came from. It was my first time ever being in front of a camera. But I was like to him, I'm the girl for you, because he wanted Annie Drea. He was talking past me to Annie Drea, and I was like, "No, I feel like I can do this." You know? I feel like because I knew Annie was, she's really successful. I knew she was busy. I will be flexible enough. So he called me, and I was terrible. I didn't know nothing. I didn't know nothing about gigs and all of this stuff. But yeah, I loved that time. My time on that show.
What was mad is obviously the way you describe yourself now. We spoke a bit earlier. It's not the way you described yourself when you were younger.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You said that when you were younger, you were like a bit more reserved. Would you say?
I wouldn't say reserved, but I was just not a cool kid, innit? Like, I don't get Bants. Always been a sweet one. Tons of acne. Yeah, there was a rough period, but I feel like I didn't like having to go to the toilet. All the girls holding hands and just standing there while they talk. I really wanted to play. And this was in secondary school. I really wanted to joke. I didn't want to feel tied down. One thing about secondary school is full of boxes. In fact, people want boxes because we don't really know who we are. And I just didn't like all of that. You know what I mean? I wasn't like the most popular, of course not. No. But I would say I was finding my way. I was finding my way for sure. But
I think one of the terms that you used was like floater, innit? In terms of like just floating different, and I think we've all got that in common actually. In terms of that, we all floated into like different friendships. I remember one time in school, what like the quote unquote cool kids in it that I'm obviously normally with.
You were definitely a cool kid.
I used to float, innit?
Do you know how I describe
it?
Do you know how I describe like how like I was, and I feel like a lot of us was, you know, like the mandem in the year, like where they chill, like you can be there and no one's gonna be like, why?
No one ever.
Do you get what I mean? But you're also around
you
kind of
talk
thing, but you're very much part of
so much so I saw one of my old brethren, who came to school a bit later, and he was like, fam, my earliest memory of you is I'm new. I've tried to come round that bit, and I've been like, "Oh, fam, he's like, and he was like, bro, that day you marked me in the end. That's my guy now, though. But
I remember one of my brethren was like to me, he's like, right, like you ditched us to like chill with them. Like it was proper, like an old school kind of like, you know, like a jock in the movie, all that kind of stuff. Kind of, I was like, bro,
one of my dogs, like my actual guy, we used to go home together, and that, bro, he wasn't like at all part of any of that. To a point whereby like, certain man might try and take something from man and be like, hey, yo, like, told him to. But that was my guy.
He said, help me.
That's my guy.
Yeah, no, I used to have a friend and we were really close from like year 7 because we both hated school. I don't know, but, and I found out later on that the teachers thought I was bullying her. The whole 5 years we were friends because she was like a goody two-shoes head girl type stuff, like, and I wasn't. I was top. We were both top set, so that's how we got to spend so much time together. But I obviously was loud, opinionated, and I didn't like all the things that came with that. Like, I'm not being loud to upset people. I have opinions, I have thoughts, you know, and it felt like there was too much trouble just existing as myself. So I just thought, let me jump around. But yeah, for 5 years, a teacher thought I was bullying her, and they would go to her and be like,
what did the girl think?
No, she was my dog. She was my best friend. And she was like, like they would go to her and be like, you okay? Is she making you do this?
That would annoy me
Brother,
so much.
I didn't know any of this. This is how I was floating. I didn't know any of this. And then when we wrapped up school, it became very apparent that they thought I was like just such an overwhelming presence on this nice little girl. So and that was something I dealt with a lot.
That must have been Pete's kind of best.
Was you good at cussing in school?
Because
you know a lot of the time when people say funny, like funny is basically cussing people. Back in the
you're
day.
absolutely correct. I was quick.
Yeah.
So even if your cuss is better, I'm getting there first. I'm getting there first. And a man that's been shot, it can't deliver anymore. So I was quick, but that was only because like my acne would make me like a easy target. And so I remember one time Ryan, I remember the name. I remember he was about to spin it on me, and like I don't know what happened. I just said something, and the whole class started laughing, but they weren't laughing at me. I said, I know, I've got this now. And it was literally like school, like TV sitcom vibes. That was it. From that point on, I just knew how to maneuver.
I had one virgin. My guy was from Trinidad. So obviously in my class, we used to cuss countries. So it'd be Nigeria cussing Ghana, then Nigeria cussing Jamaica, Jamaica cussing. But also he was from Trinidad. So certain times, if you're getting too much heat, everyone just spin the block on him. I thought, we laughing, right? But there was one day, bro, this boy just started to cuss so sick. It was so funny that even me, I was like, man, I was like, this guy, I ain't cussing. That's my guy, though. I ain't cussing still. Because he would do the thing where everyone's laughing and be like, fam, why are you laughing? Then he'll just bring out something random. It can even be a lie. It can even be a lie, but it's so funny. That's it now.
Some of the best jokes are lies.
Yeah, it's true still. It's true.
Honestly.
It's true
But
still.
in terms of like when you was growing up and that, so like, did you grow up in church? What was that like? What was the...
No.
What was it?
I didn't. My mum is devout Christian. Like, my mum loves Jesus. Yeah, but like she's on it. She never really forced it on us. We would go to her church. It was really far away, so we would go to the church occasionally. But like, I was always a guest. Like, I never had to do the putting the chairs out, nothing like that, because that's how infrequently we would go. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful she didn't, because she went to a church where they spoke Yoruba and everything. So I was only even digesting, you know what I mean, certain bits. It wasn't fun. It would take up the whole day. So yeah, but it was the time I got to see people because like we had like a really small family, so it was the time I got to see people. So I do miss that part, and because of that, I can't play an instrument. Like, I never did the choir thing. But
these man grew up in the church. They can't play instrument either.
Really? Waste of time.
What, fam? Are you joking, fam?
Absolute salad.
Yeah, it's joke, man. bro.
The best
You
shapes
better
are
grab
lies,
Jay.
I love
Yeah,
Salad.
No. It's not even a lie, but it's just that I don't play an instrument anymore in it. So
Fam, she didn't really play
Hey,
it.
just,
No, just
I used to
continue.
make beats, bro.
Just
If I used to
continue.
make beats, that means I used to play keyboard.
Yeah,
and
that's
innit?
cool.
Do you know what I mean?
Please continue,
Yeah.
please.
Saxophone for a
Please,
small period of time,
continue.
innit?
your mum, you're a watcher.
Please, you're please.
So and I didn't. My cousin was very much into. You said something about like you would go church a lot, like it was your community. Yeah, that was like my cousin. So that meant my cousin was closer to church than he was to me. And I just always felt a bit like an outsider. I don't think they were like the nicest to my mum. There was quite a lot of like a very Nigerian culture. So I started to think of church as just kind of a thing that people did. I definitely believed in God, and I actually really liked praying. I really did, but not for 17 hours. Like, I know. But I did like
Was
praying.
it white garment?
Yeah, my mom's church was white garment. And then I really like praying. I really did feel like God was a good thing, but that was as deep as I could go in terms of the tools I was given. And then honestly, like my active walk with God, which obviously is in layers, I would say probably about 5 years ago. My girl, somehow, because I spoke to her and I was like, yeah, like church just feels like a place where I have to become somebody else to fit in. I felt so burdened by like,
people feel like that.
I felt very burdened by like having to like being a certain type of person. Like I felt like I had to like, I was so scared that like God would require me to change, which he does, but I was so like stressed out at the idea of it. Like I really didn't like it. I felt like if for me to go to church, I have to become this person, and I would be acting. And
do you know what the maddest thing is? I feel like everyone literally goes through that. I remember, bro, at one point it was like, I don't actually feel I can do this. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because it's just like, fam, there's so many things that I know that I'm doing wrong here. But I kind of like doing these things. You know what I'm trying to say? And it was like that. Yeah. So I think a lot of people go through that.
But I don't even think it was just doing things wrong. You know, I think for me it was like having to present as like more quiet, more demure, more like
That's
you know,
having
like
to meet yourself, like mute, like what
100%. And bear in mind, like obviously not to make this deep, but like even in school, just this idea of such a critique for me being myself. I didn't want to now dedicate my Sundays to that as well. You know. So yeah, like I just was like, yeah, this isn't for me. And then but I always believed in God, and I had my own personal like real like, oh man, I can't even not be Christian if I wanted to. Like God is like real, you know. And my mum, one thing about her, she always showed us the power of like prayer, constantly going to God, whether we were in a good season, bad season. She always would be with God. Like she would always spend time with God. So whenever you're under distress, you're gonna like, we just mimic what we've seen, you know. But we didn't really understand the full weight of it. But I feel like that comes with favor in itself. And then that's it. You just said as a kid. Like, so
but then in terms of like because obviously like your personality is quite. I'll describe you as kind of like bubbly, cheerful, like but quite confident as well, innit? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Where did that come from? Because like obviously growing up, it's like you haven't necessarily, because how you described it, you haven't necessarily grown up going to church every week. And a lot of the time, what I find is that when people are around a lot of people, it helps build confidence and all that kind of stuff. You can chat to anyone, and X, Y, Z, and boom,
what
boom.
in
So
church?
just in general, just because like you're around a lot of people in school,
Yeah.
but then being around other people that aren't from your school on weekends, like it's different groups of people basically, innit? So I feel like that helps sometimes in terms of building like confidence and all that kind of stuff. But where do you feel like it came from for you?
I don't know. I think I'm more confident without friends. If I go to a party and there's no friends there, I'm gonna have to talk to people. When my friends are there, I'm with my friends. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think maybe I'm more comfortable with my friends, but in terms of like outgoing, and like I said, I didn't have like loads of cousins or older brothers or like anything I wanted to be involved in. I had to go out and make myself known or seen or I had to make myself part of it. I needed people to invite me in. And yeah, like I have the biggest imagination ever, probably because I didn't have like loads of siblings. I have like a younger brother and a younger sister, but there's 5 years between us. So my mom was definitely building an app between kids. I don't know. But like, so that means there's 5 years. I'm developing. The only other person that's around is mummy. I'm gonna have to entertain myself. And so I just had like, so when I was around people, I was like, this is so cool. There's people. They're my age. Like, this is so cool. This is so amazing. And that's why I'm always so like, aware of like the idea of community, because it's always something I think is so amazing. And so I think the confidence came from, if I didn't have that, I would be I don't feel like I would have as big a community. And I wouldn't always say that I've always been confident, and I think I go through ebbs and flows. I think my personality is the textbook marker of confidence. But yeah, like that's just because the things that other people are scared of, those are just not the things I'm scared of. I don't mind getting things messed up, but there are things that other people are totally cool with that I'm like, oh, that's the worst thing ever.
100%. I feel you.
What's one of those things?
What?
One thing you said, no, do you know why? Because one thing you said was,
what are you working for, bro?
Because one thing you said was, when we were talking about the game, you're like, you don't like not being good at things.
Oh, my gosh, you're a good listener. Yeah. Really hate it. I think I've shared like the overthinking things. Like, it's like, okay, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to think of the route from here, where I am now, to where I want to be. And I'm going to try and find the route with the least amount of friction, issues, disruption, whatever. That's impossible. So you stay sitting and thinking for a very long time. Whereas the person I'll go and make an embarrassing diss here, embarrassing attempt here, is like, there's a part of my brain that feels like effort should be palatable. Like, people should look at it and they should still be value, but I'm allowed to just be bad at something. But I'm saying that logically, but I don't feel like that. I feel like sometimes I feel like I have to qualify my attempt at something. So yeah, I would say I really dislike. I don't like being bad at things.
Where does that come from then? Or can you think about where it kind of comes from?
Yeah, I've spent a lot of time thinking about where it might come from. I think it comes from probably being good at things and then just
always being praised for being good at things,
right? And probably it being unfamiliar to be bad at things. So like, okay, I'm just gonna create being good at this in silo in my brain, in theory, but that's not the same as like like fail fast is honestly amazing, right? And one thing that I think, obviously I love black men, one thing I think black men are very, very good at, like, they'll go and do it, because I don't think people really just welcome you guys in. There has, like that boy that was being loud at your workplace, he would tell somebody else. Do you know what I mean? So like but it's just this idea that kind of failing fast kind of sits in opposition to what I think women are invited to be like, which is not true. There are tons of women that are doing dope and amazing, but just this idea of you're gonna go and do this thing that you're not good at out loud for people to, and then you're gonna change your mind and do this. No, whatever I do, I must do it, commit to it, and know that I will never regret it. That's stupid. That's so dumb, and it's not helpful. And I think I had that mentality a little bit just because my early experiences, I just was good, like straight away.
Where you've got like a lot of skills that can lend to itself to many industries. Do you sometimes feel like option paralysis in terms of like you don't actually know which direction you want to choose or which one you want to go in?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if I've got, like, I can't sing. I can't, like, it's not like, I don't think it's that. I think before you can have option, I think before you have option paralysis, you need to, like, just be failing fast really quickly. Do you know what I mean? Actually, no, let me answer your question properly. You said, do I feel like there's option paralysis? Maybe feeling like there's not enough time to do everything, and so I'm just like, which one do I have to pick? Maybe that. Fair enough. Which is so dumb. When I say these things out loud, I am very aware like how like nonsensical they are. They're like,
do you know what it is? As much as you might say it's nonsensical, it's the same thing of like, do as I say, not as I do, innit?
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people are actually, everyone can think and look from the outside looking in objectively and say it's nonsensical, but when you're in it and you feel fatigued or you feel like, do you know what, actually, is this going to bring the money that I need now? And you've got other things on your mind in terms of why you might not go down a certain road. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's real life, basically, innit? Everyone's going through it to a certain degree. I have no doubt that there are so many multi-talented people out there that could be doing so much more. But there's trivial things to a certain degree, but not trivial for them, innit? Do you know what I mean? In terms of why they're not
I feel that sometimes, myself. Like, there's better things that I could do, but I'm like...
Trust me, but
that's
I think...
why
I don't think you should just do it just because you...
Not just do it, but I feel like...
No, I feel like I could do it better than other people.
Why have I not tried to do one of those things? Or multiple of those that try to, like you said, fell fast, isn't it? That
but do you know what's so mad? Is because I personally think it is because we're just obsessed with things being successful. Like, is it worth it if we don't think it's going to transform the world? Is it worth it if we don't think it's going to bring tons of money? But like, I just think that that's a very like restrictive way to live. Obviously, make your bread, be able to like survive and live your life 100%. But why not just do something because it's good and let that be? Because I think that's the difference with social media now. It's so clear that there's a game plan of a very specific type of success. Nothing wrong with that. You know, like I said, I love that everyone can do that. But if you do it, if you are just about something for that end result and you don't love it, it's going to be such a painful drag along the journey. Do you know what I mean? And I think if you do want to, I don't know, become an expert glove collector, do that. Like, do you know what I mean?
But you know what it is though? So my thing is, all right, categories wise, there's things that you enjoy.
Yeah.
So that you want to do, innit? There's other things that you might just have a gift at that you're good at. Yeah?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Don't you feel with those things that you don't necessarily enjoy, but you're good at, you should have like an end goal?
You don't enjoy it, but you're good at.
Like why you're doing that.
That's so interesting.
So that, for example, that's
so
like,
for example, yeah, there's certain things that you enjoy doing. So those things, let's move those to the side.
Because you enjoy doing
You enjoy doing those things.
So for example, you enjoy photography.
Yeah, like
but then your actual work that you're actually doing on a 9 to 5, you're actually good at it.
You're actually good at it.
But you don't really.
Or you're good at, like, let's say you didn't enjoy acting, you're good at acting. Do you get me? Or you're good at baking cakes. Do you get me? You don't enjoy it, but you're good at different things. So those things, what I'm asking is those things that you're good at, but you don't enjoy, shouldn't you have an end goal to those things? Yeah. Otherwise,
what do you mean by end goal?
Goal, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. What, make it like a business?
As in like a means to an end of stopping the things that you're not.
Like a means to an end of that thing. It might not be that like you're trying to make it a multi-million-pound business, but something that is like.
But isn't
because you don't enjoy it?
But isn't you doing the job that like you're doing something you don't enjoy for the monthly salary or for the like? Isn't that it?
Yeah, that would be a case for that's it. Do you know what I mean? But for other things, because we don't tend to talk about jobs like that when we're talking about doing things, we tend to talk about not side hustles, but the non-conventional, the other kind of non-conventional kind of things. Do you get me? So if you're good at like, baking cakes, you're good at behind the camera. Do you get me? You're good at talking on a podcast. But it's like, okay, let me do all these things. Don't you think it's like, why? Like, why am I doing all these things? Okay, my question is, shouldn't it be more than the fact that I'm just good at it? That I'm doing it? Or do you think that simply for the fact that I'm good at it, I should do it?
Oh, yeah.
This is my theory, yeah? Like, being naturally good at something is like God saying, here's some money in your starter account. Like, here's a little something to just, because by doing that thing you don't like, there's other things you're going to learn. It could be baking cakes. You don't love doing it, but you're amazing at it. In that process, you're going to learn customer service. You're going to learn these things that will then come in help. Every effort is useful in some way. Do you know what I mean? And I think, can you imagine being born with just no like lean towards any, like I feel like people that can draw without even they just looked at something one time, they can draw it brother.
Sometimes I wonder certain skills. How did you know you could do that?
Bro, there's one guy that shatters glass.
How did you know
so
that?
Fast.
Some of the ones that you see.
But how did you know that you could pay upside down?
Yeah.
Do you know
bro,
something
that
though,
like
but
paying
they
like a toilet
upside
seat?
up first, bro.
He's fully for it. No, I'm joking. But I bear them. They actually pay the right way.
And then
What do you think? I'm so gullible.
Because some of them they actually do it while they're upside down and they show you the whole. But anyway, what I'm saying, do you know what it is? I actually think a lot of it, and the reason why I always ask these questions about childhood, how you've grown certain things, is because like for some people it's like their parents. So like I remember one thing that my and it's so mad because I've said it, one thing my dad told me when I was young, was that there's nothing that I see someone else do that I can't do. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Love that.
And I can't even lie to you lot, I used to be so sick at impressions. I used to be so sick. I could do whatever I used to see someone else do, I could, obviously that took me up to a certain extent. So for example, like football, I could do what everyone else did, but I couldn't do round the world. I just couldn't get the hang. I just couldn't get the hang of that.
You don't remember when round the world became a thing? Like everyone tried to round the world,
and especially you see the double one.
The double one
piece wasn't popping off for me, innit? Do you get? But like, and it's so mad now, because then man sees that in my son as well, and I kind of clock why my dad said it to me. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because there's nothing that he sees stuff, and like, bro, he was reading big words.
I remember one time I can't remember. I think it was like on their school thing or something like that. There was a word that
he was like persevere, innit? He was like persevere.
Yeah.
He was like, no, I've got to persevere and all that kind of stuff, bro. But like, it's like, So I say all of that to say, yeah, that sometimes it's like the stuff that we've heard when we was young and all that kind of stuff, yeah, grows into these things like when we're older, innit, and it becomes a thing where it's like, raw, actually, I'm just gonna try different things. And it might not necessarily be a direct word, yeah, but sometimes I also feel like it's, if your parents are very much like, oh yeah, like go and give it a shot, like, or if people around you like, oh, go and give it a shot. If you've got people around you that, like, because this is another thing as well, yeah. On the other side, like a lot of us have grown up in like, let's say like struggle situations, yeah, in terms of like single parent households, yeah, and all that kind of stuff, yeah. And it's like, actually, any mistake you make could be dire to your next meal, to the bills getting paid, to the mortgage, everything. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And sometimes in them environments, you actually build a very conservative personality where you're not going to try different things, basically. I feel like I'm taking it too deep for you.
But I get what you're saying.
But that was really good. 100%. There are things where, like, from what I saw of my mummy, that was like,
Mummy's best sweet still.
And you know what's crazy? I never said that before. I said, cool. Or if I have said it, that was like mad sweet. Like, I don't know. Like, I was like, usually mom. But I like it. But like, yeah, there's things I've seen of her that's actually like, she's quite a demure babe. She's quite like chill, quite ladylike.
What does demure really mean?
I don't know, but I've decided I dislike it. But one thing at a time, yeah. She's very like just ladylike, very. If you lot came to my house now, like if uncles came to my house, my mom is make sure everyone's eating. Like she's very typical woman, like as described. All the stuff that men of today say they want again, like that's what my mummy is. I really rebelled against that growing up because I just felt like that didn't get enough reward. Like honestly, I used to look at how just the freedom I feel like men got. Obviously, you don't have your own struggles, and I want that. Like I don't want to be. I don't want to. Yeah, I want that. Like so, I say that to say. Yes, there's things I saw with my mom that I feel like, yeah, maybe I've followed it and it can make me feel like make myself a little bit more palatable, smaller in the room a little bit. But there's things I've seen of her resourcefulness. My mom can turn anything into something else. And one thing about her, she's always been supportive of my career, even though it didn't make sense to her. This woman, my grades, she was expecting a doctor. Then she said, no, you're too sensitive. You're going to bring everybody home or stuff like that. Then she said, I don't want a lawyer. I don't know why. She just didn't want that. But when I told my mom that, you know, I want to do this creative thing, like honestly guys, it was not a hard thing to convince her. It really wasn't. Whatever makes you happy, I just want my kids to be happy. That's literally it. But I do think what would have been good sometimes as well is like that sports parent mentality of this succeed like this, like you know, whatever I did was like, you know, as long as you're not doing X, Y, and Z, you know, that kind of thing. And I'm not saying she was easy on me, not at all. There were certain things that are very important to her. She really cared about me being a good person. Like that was so important. I don't know why. I'm like, but she really cared about me.
Don't know why.
Like I don't know why.
Like being a good person is a bad thing.
It's the top list on the Nigerian parents thing that you're a good person. I mean, is that mad?
Yeah, but she's a Christian, isn't it? So do you know what I mean?
Yeah, alright, cool. Yeah, fair. I didn't know if like
it's not necessarily everyone's like.
Yeah.
Go to my child has to be a good person.
It's true though. It's true.
The first thing is that she has to succeed.
Yeah.
That's the first thing.
Do you know what I mean?
Succeed and be nice while you're doing it.
Maybe because school was already sorted that she didn't force that. But anyway, I feel like there's certain things I got from my mum that I think, you know, it's my responsibility to unlearn. And there's certain things I got from her. Bear in mind, she's dope. But there's certain things I got from her and it's like, I can make anything happen. Do you know what I mean? All of that. So it's a mixture. And my dad as well. There's things I got from him as well. But yeah, your childhood, I think, forms you so hard. Like you spend your whole life on learning things from your childhood or learning things that you missed in your childhood for sure.
You know, you said you had a conversation with your mum about the creative. Like when did you make that switch and what were you doing just before?
Did I even ask her permission? Let me think. I was my first corporate job. Just about to be made redundant. So everything I was doing creative, a timeline, that was on the Fridays after work. Like that didn't disrupt anything. She was like, oh yeah, go have fun. You have fun. Then redundancy as part of the first COVID. Oh yeah, the first COVID, the early COVID. But I made redundant. But when I say I really did not like that job. So I spent a lot of time kind of like starting to, obviously I did timeline, right? So I knew kind of how productions work. So I just spent time planning.
What was the role?
What was the role? It was all three of us talking about music, innit? I feel like it was based on everyday struggle. Not everyday struggle.
What was your corporate role?
Oh, my corporate role. Oh, that was account manager. At like a big advertising firm, like a big one.
What was it that you hated about it as well?
It was admin. It was admin. It was
No,
being
I heard.
organized. Did I not describe who I was? It was being organized. It was admin. It was one of those things. I remember when I got the job, they gave me a bottle. They sent a bottle of champagne to my house. It was a job that suggested to my mum,
Yeah, you've
or
arrived.
it's paid off.
They love
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
I
yeah,
can't even
yeah,
lie to you.
I love it.
And this is, I saw a video on this the other day actually, and it's a very good thing for anyone that's got a business out there. Yeah, there's certain moments that are going to be repeated in your business every day. Yeah, and you've got an opportunity to make that into something that people will remember forever. And that champagne thing is one of those moments, those reoccurring moments.
100%.
I just like sometimes when I know what people are doing, bro. Like I said to you, I just I just quickly moved the champagne to the side. Like, yeah, man. Just, like, I mean,
What do you mean?
as in, like, if I know they've sent it to me because I'm gonna feel like, like sick, like man's here.
You're
like,
so
you get-
Nigerian. Oh my
Yeah.
god. He's fighting joy. And joy will not enter me. What's wrong with you? Like, be happy, bro.
Like,
It's not
hey,
weakness.
do you know what's so funny? Sorry, I
that's
know
so
this guy
funny.
left
That's
it,
just
and then you could go straight after it.
Hilarious.
But
Sounds like a film.
I remember there was a time he was playing football or whatever, yeah, and I must have bagged it. It was a good goal, yeah, or whatever, yeah. And you know, do you know, I don't know if you lot know Jack in it, that like Dammy Jack. Like, but basically, yeah, like, he was like to be, and you could tell from his podcast, he does a podcast called This Can't Come Out, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So he was like,
That's
so
B Money's one. No, B Money's
He's on it.
He's
He's
on
on
it.
it.
Oh yeah.
So like, so I remember I scored this goal every year. I turned around and I'm just walking back like normal, innit? Do you get?
Cool.
And he was
bro.
like to me, he's like, bro, you just scored. Be happy, bro. And I was just like, I hear it still. I was like,
But like, men like you, yeah, create such stability for everybody because you just are very predictable in how you react to things, which is cool. But my guy, like,
you know what it
like, be happy.
The maddest thing is, do you know, so funny. I actually thought this is not about me anyway. But I feel like I'm bare unpredictable, yeah. But
Okay.
I make myself predictable to make other people comfortable. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Fam, you're not.
Do you get?
Is it?
He said you're not predictable.
To be fair, there's parts of you that are
No.
predictable.
Hey, listen, you lot know I play into bare stuff that's not
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah,
Even the
yeah,
thing
yeah.
about,
Yeah.
even the thing about like me being a very like Neanderthal, like, like as in.
the ad for.
To be honest, I didn't even look at the thing properly, yeah. Before I said paintbrush, yeah. But really and truly, if I looked at it properly, I'd have known it was a makeup brush, like, because I know bare about it.
Oh yeah, all of you guys are. Look, most men are softer than I feel like they present. I think you have. Yeah,
No, I'm not saying
By
I'm
the way,
soft in it, but
See,
I
there
guess
you go.
it.
Can I say though, I play into roles as well.
Yes.
It's a Nigerian thing. Our
It makes
parents
people
do it
feel
all the time.
comfortable.
It makes people feel comfortable,
Yeah,
which means they
yeah,
don't get
yeah.
on your tits as much. Like,
Yeah.
you can navigate a little bit easier. But if you spend, there's so many people that if you do that all the time,
Yeah.
you do have a little sense
Yeah.
of crisis
Yeah.
in who you are. Like it's such a small thing. It feels like a little give, like a little give and take. Oh yeah, I'm the funny black girl in the office. Yeah. Oh, do you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm the boisterous daughter that you know.
Yeah.
But like you're actually telling your brain who you are as well. It can get very tiring.
No, 100%,
That's something I'm like
100%.
bursting out of.
Yeah.
Be
100%,
uncomfortable if you
100%,
like.
yeah.
It's hard though.
Yeah,
It's
no,
hard.
it is.
But
yeah, sorry.
I can't remember, but it's okay.
Yeah, so you're talking. Iman asked
Well,
why you didn't enjoy your job, and then
Yeah.
you explained why.
Yeah, so I spent a lot of time planning the safe space
Okay,
whilst
cool.
I was in that role, and then I had really good relationships with HR and everybody like that. So when I got made redundant, wonderful package, wonderful, beautiful, and I knew that I wouldn't go back to work anytime soon. And also there was also that thing where they were paying you because of COVID.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
furlough.
Right, so that was happening as well. And so that happened, and then I just kind of, I don't think I told a single soul. I just started doing the show. I had a friend,
Hey,
amazing. I had an amazing friend. Shout out Kim, rest in peace. And she was like, "Yeah, you can use my house." Anything I said I wanted to do, Kim was down. Like she just was down, and she was like, "Yeah, you can use my house, whatever." The reason why Kim is so important is because she was actually battling a health condition at the time, and I would stay late. I didn't know. She never told me. She never told me that, you know, she wanted to go to bed. She would just let me use her space. I'll always be grateful to her. So I just had to acknowledge her. But yeah, so I did the safe space. I just started. I asked Chucky. I was like, Chuck, do you think you can get Savage Dan? Because Chucky been asking me to come on Timeline for a bit because of my earlier content that was just a bit different, right? So he was like, yeah, he's such a nice guy. Like Chucky is such a solid, nice person.
I don't think anyone can see him and think he's not a nice guy.
No, he's but his heart is actually genuinely. You know, some people's heart is like expired. Chucky, his heart is actually good. So yeah. So anyway, I remember I was like, yo, do you think Dan will come? And word of mouth is so important. Do you know what I mean? Just cause off of the back of Chucky, he came. I asked Audrey, she came, and yeah. Then before I knew it, I just was like putting it out, and I created exactly what I would watch. That was the only thing behind the show. Like, I wanted fast pace, I wanted fun ad breaks, I wanted and I just did that. And it was the first time I stepped out of predictable steps, you know, and it didn't feel hard, but it was hard. It was tons of work. Editing felt hard, but like it felt, I couldn't let things continue because I was like, what? So I'm going to be a big wig in a marketing firm and I don't even enjoy this. No, that's painful. That's actually painful. It actually is very uncomfortable for me. I feel like some people, resilient people, can firm discomfort for a really long time. I don't want to be that strong. Thank you.
You started with the fashion safe space as well.
Yes.
So was that like when you were thinking about the idea and stuff, was it always going to be like a talk show, or was it like different branches of like the safe space kind of?
So the fashion safe space was something I could do with what I had at the time.
Okay.
And then when people could see that I was like not a mad person, I'm actually creating something, then I could start approaching people and inviting them. The first idea was always the safe space show. That was always the idea. And I don't know, I'm in and out of love with the name a bit because I don't want people to think it's a place where you come and talk about No, it's a place where you can discuss the fact that we are hypocrites, we're unsure, we're bad at this, where we used to be terrible at talking to people, we're terrible at dating, we're the villain. It's a place where we can comfortably be all the other parts of being human other than palatable and laugh about it and acknowledge it and whatever, and that's it. And that's why we would mutually, on my show, you would mutually watch things and react to it, or I would disagree with you. Like, I don't even think it's an interview, it's just a talk, man. You know what I mean? So that was the vibe, but I would do it, like I would produce it all, edit it all. It was a lot. Not making excuses, but it was a lot.
I hear it. But even being like a one-woman band, like it's a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Even the stuff that when we got edit and all that kind of stuff, like it's not
Why is
easy.
editing so long? Like, for instance, with this, ideally you switch the camera angles around, right? Why is there not some AI that can just clock who's talking and do that?
To be fair, there is now.
Okay, show me that one, please. It wasn't around when I was COVID or something.
But everyone's got to have their own mic or something like that. You just,
Okay.
And then you name who's on and all that sort of
stuff. But it wasn't there at the time, innit? But I hear it still. Do you get it? But the safe space, I remember watching that. I remember when it first came up around the time, like, 'cause this was a while back as well, And I remember watching it and all that kind of stuff, and I was actually like, nah. Like my first, like, what is it called again? Impression of you, was that, cool. Do you know everything I said to you? You know, like today, I was like, she could cuss when she was younger still. Do you get what I'm trying to say? You was a bit cheeky when you was younger. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And then, but it was like, but this is good conversation. Like, you kind of get the man them. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, you're having a flowing conversation with the man them, and it's not like, obviously there's people that are doing it now and all that kind of stuff, but it wasn't, I don't know, it just felt organic, innit?
It was. I genuinely was curious about every question I asked was a question I genuinely was curious about. Remember, I'm not trying to like cuss out my cousins. I love my cousins, but there's not many of us. I'm one of the eldest in our gen. Like, I genuinely am curious about life. Like, I'm curious about how people see it. I've always have been. And so these questions, when they're talking, in fact, I will speak over them. Like, oh, wait, but there's more. I genuinely do enjoy having conversations with people, and that's what was coming across. Like, especially people like Savage Jam, first time meeting him at that time. Audrey, first time meeting her. Like, these were the first.
I
can't even lie to you. I would never have thought that.
Yeah, you wouldn't have thought.
I would never have thought that. Still,
the main thing is that we drink and we
So wait, so in terms of like, obviously you've alluded to it that it was long, like in terms of like doing everything, producing it, all that kind of stuff. So why did you end up? Was that the reason why you ended up stopping, or was it? Or pausing, should I say so?
I feel like
it's coming back in it.
Hallelujah. I feel like the reason why I stopped is because I didn't appreciate the cost of maintaining a good thing. I didn't understand that it would be like beyond 2 months, 3 months. It would be like probably years of sleeping late. Do it like maybe things not financially making sense, like on all of that. I didn't really appreciate, and so I thought it must just not be good, I never thought it wasn't good. I think everything I do is good, but I feel like I just started to think I need to switch it up because this isn't it's not making sense. Like maybe it's not that it's not a good idea, but maybe there's something I'm not doing. I need a new idea. Remember that idea of like least friction? It was an IBT maybe about what it takes and how long it takes and how little noise there is whilst you're doing it, maybe. Because as much as like I knew it was good and like I get so much like good people, like people telling me in that place where I'm by myself editing on a janky something, you know, and just thinking, wait, is it, maybe I'm, you know, start to doubt. Damn, that's what it was. Just start to doubt. Like, so yeah, I thought, okay, let me focus on the presenting gigs I have and all of that, up the money, build a bit more of a team. But then if you don't water your home, you know, you just don't water your home. And so I went off to do like really cool things career wise. And yeah, that's my babes. I trademarked her, so like she's my babes. She's there, but yeah, there, you know, that's the truth. And it's not something that's super sexy to say or super proud of, but the capacity I had at the time,
No, but that's real, man. Honestly, because I feel like I think one of the biggest things is obviously consistency, but it's discipline, really, and how much that takes out of people. And this is what I'm trying to say in terms of like, and I genuinely, when I'm talking about fatigue and that, I genuinely feel like COVID had a big impact on that in terms of social battery, in terms of a lot of stuff. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I hear it, man, and that's real. And I feel like for people listening, it's something that they can take from in terms of like, cool, when I need to maybe plan a bit better in terms of like long term and longevity. In terms of these
I think if I made the show, in my head, the show had to be weekly. It had to be weekly. I needed to like just continue that pace. And because it couldn't be weekly, because I just didn't have the manpower, I didn't have access to my friend's house every, you know, because of that, I just felt like I'm letting this idea down, you know, and then. Yeah, it's like instead of having it the way because I couldn't have it the way I want, I thought, then it's just not great. When in reality, if I dropped one a month, like at least people would know it's coming, it's happening this month. And then I did another series, and that was like really terrible. We had a production team, and they weren't bad people or anything like that, but it was just lost footage, lost sound, camera angles were off, boom, boom, boom. And so I remember thinking, you know, I had some amazing people roll through years ago, bro. And so when I see them on pods, I'm like, man, that's I'm not that trick. But like I had like some dope people that don't talk, you know. Anyway, and I loved what like producing a show made me become. It made me become fast, like communicative, like charming. Like I had to like I felt like a drug dealer. Like, I had to like get it how I get it. You know what I mean? I thought, I could drug. Guys, I was impressed by myself.
Get it how I get it.
I had to. I was shooting in the gym, like I was reaching out to people that didn't know me. You know, maybe saw a small flirt here and there. You know what I mean? Sell dreams. I had the fashion in me, and then I loved what the challenge made me. You know, I really do. Like, and so anyway, we filmed this whole series, and obviously I won't say names because I don't think they're bad people or anything like that. And I got the footage back. They took months to get the footage back to me, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, no problem. But it's my fault. Like, not my fault. I had my amazing sister actually took 4 days off work to film, so we filmed like 16 episodes in 4 days, back to back to back. Like we were. I was like, nah, no more sleeping on. Let's go. Especially because the amount of people that come, you know, even people who do it for your show, like they'll comment and be like, yo, I appreciate this, I like this, boom, boom, boom. And I loved it, you know, and I loved the money. So that eventually came anyway. But so I put down money, I paid for everything, I paid for Airbnb for several days. Me and my girl would sleep there, wake up, shoot again, everything like that. Amazing people helped us out, like gave us their photography for free as long as they got credit, makeup for free as long as they got credit. Cool. And then months went by, weeks went by, and nobody got back to me. I reached out to them. I don't know why I was even scared to ask, because I was like, this isn't normal. Anyway, it turns out that they just didn't have the footage. They couldn't find it. They couldn't find this and that. 16 interviews, people's days, people's hours. And I just thought, okay, just give me what you can now and edit. But guys, when I say that, really, it didn't have to knock me, but that really just allowed me to like just sit in the doubt, sit in the it was a great excuse. It was a great excuse to just go the easier route again, which was like, money's here, I get to produce here, I get to do that. Let me just do that. But no matter how long I've kind of chilled away or moved away from things, whatever. It's, you know, the fact that it's still very much there. It's still very much something I'm proud of, something I use. I've used that on CVs to get jobs. I've, you know, stuff like that. But like, there's so much conversation. I will say I have changed though. The conversations and questions I had then, so different from now. I think now I'm very, very interested in experiences and the sense of overcoming and becoming unstuck. That's something that I'm really passionate about now. But yeah, man. And also the conversations as well right now, just, everybody hates each other. It's not, it's not as fun. Back then, the hate was small. The hate was, you know, it was now. It was gentle. But now, like,
it was even added spice to the relationship.
Now I don't wanna have conversations about how much we hate each other. I don't know what actually is interesting to me right now. So, but when I do, then I'll have all the questions in the world. But right now, I'm curious, but I don't have as many questions. And if I did do a show moving forward, it wouldn't be just people with following. It would be
people actually want
people that watch the show, people that have a story. It would just be people that have a story, which I love about Chucky as well, because he does that. Like, just people that have a story. You have to check they're not crazy, but like, that's what it really interests me. Like, it really interests me how different people's lives can be. So yeah, that's that. But thank you for dragging my pint across the floor.
No, you see,
very important to someone from that pint.
It's true still. I do it as well. You know, obviously, like, you started off with like the fashion safe space and that.
Yes.
And one of the things, I feel like obviously you dress well, like, and you seem to have like a 90s influence.
I actually hear that even with what we're now, you know, like the band, the white
Yeah.
Like, am I right? Like, in saying that?
I'm be real honest, man. The fashion space comes from a place of I don't know. I don't feel like I know how to dress, man. I'm not dressing like how I want to dress in my head. I don't know, man. I feel like I would be wearing like knee-high neon green boots and I don't know. I would actually look different every day depending on what I'm trying to achieve. Do you know what I mean? I love the Kai Collective. I just love boldness. There would be color for sure, and there would be probably shapes. That's how but right now I've just got to rely on my beauty, and that's what I'm doing, you know. And the reason why my friends used to get onto me like, all you do is wear jeans and a white top, is only because I saw it in a music video one time and I thought, this is classic.
That's a classic.
It's classic. It works for most things. If you want to wear Kitten Hill high heels, it just I do have a bit of a uniform like Steve Jobs, but like, I don't know why I said that, but maybe there's a connection. but like, I think in terms of fashion, I definitely want to experiment tons more. I love like drag queen culture. I just love big color hair, makeup. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, so I wouldn't say, I mean, I look fantabulistic, but I feel like it's just a happy accident, honestly.
No, I hear it. And what in terms of like all the color and all that kind of stuff, where does that interest come from? Like, why do you feel like
I just think it's me. Like, when I see people that I like how they dress, it's not necessarily something that everybody likes. It's they wore whatever they wore well. I love good execution. You know, a bad idea well executed slaps. You know, so like when somebody wears, I don't know, like, it's just something I would never pick out, but they've worn it, and it's like, you've done well today. That's what I love. I love that. I find that like to be a very successful thing.
And do you care about name brand?
Yeah.
You do?
No, guys.
I was about to say, because I swear one of the fashion things, like, it was actually like a bit where you would do like trainers that aren't like Reebok classics.
Because the reason why I think this country is probably a really well dressed country is because poor people can still look nice. In America, I feel like maybe in like the big cities and stuff like that, but like the regular Joe, I don't know if they would wear something that I feel like that slaps. Do you know what I mean? So I judge a country, how well dressed a country is. Like Japan, I feel like they dress amazing. I draw by what the common person can wear. Like, what can they pull off on? Yeah. So I don't think I answered your question. I'm so sorry.
No, I hear it. Just, you feel like it comes from you, innit, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But you know what? The question I wanted to ask off the back of all of that, was like, so obviously one of the things that you mentioned was like, even in terms of like Christianity and that, like, you felt like, you don't know if you can be yourself and be in the church like that, sort of thing, yeah. And I feel like one of the things, not the biggest thing, or could be, I don't know, innit? Obviously you can tell me, innit? But from a woman's perspective is, cool how you carry yourself, but how you dress in church and all that kind of stuff. Like, I'm a church girl, can I wear this? Can I wear that? Have you ever like felt like that? And what's that like?
One time I sat in church and they gave me a shawl. to cover.
Oh, so yeah. I've heard
It's only ever happened once, yeah. I never felt more embarrassment, oh boy. But I was like, I respect any place with boundaries, whether it's a guy that has boundaries or a church that has boundaries. I was like, I think just to double check your question, how I carry myself, do I worry?
No, basically, yeah, exactly, yeah. Is that been a thing for you to worry about?
Yeah, there is. I'm just being honest though, but yeah, like I think I worry about my sense of humor being too intimidating. Well, not now. But like a couple years ago, I worried about my sense of humor being intimidating for a guy. I worried about like everybody knows that like I wouldn't even say, I used to like be insulting about it. I used to be like weirdos, don't like girls with like a following or personality or whatever. But that's not true. I just think certain people, that's just not for them. Like that's just, so I used to worry about like how it would box me in, not in a massive way, but just in like by doing this, I know what that means kind of thing. I think also growing up, like I've always been cool with the banter. Like I've always had lots of like not lots. I've always had more female friends, but I've had male friends that were actually my friends. So yeah, like I think sometimes I don't think I fit in the traditional like my mum. I wasn't like my mum, and I used to feel like insecure about that for a bit. Okay. Yeah, I used to. So yeah, in terms of how I carry myself, like I don't think I carried myself bad. I think I've got a wonderful blend, but like I used to feel very different from my friends. I used to have such girly friends. I still have girly friends, but like really girly friends, and they would just move in slow motion, and like they're just gentle, and like they don't laugh, they hee hee, like it's like, and I used to think, man, like I would have to like change myself so much to be like you, because I feel like you are like what a good woman is. And I remember thinking that like you are a woman, you are like what my mum is like, you are like what guys like. I used to think that way about my friends, and I was surrounded by all these beautiful delicate flowers, and I used to like almost feel like then I wasn't like a delicate flower because I used to swear a lot, not anymore just because people are having kids, so we're not doing that anymore. But I used to like swear. I used to not like aggressively, but it would just be part of my sentence. You know, I would say stuff. I don't know, man. I would just be out, just not like them, and I used to feel like not great about that. And it was then the church just felt like a place where that was heightened. You know, like. I don't know what it is. I think femininity is amazing. I am very feminine, but I think there was one way it was presented, and I just didn't feel like I fit that, and I felt bad about that for a little while when I was like a couple of years ago.
And obviously it's a journey, innit? But do you feel like you are overcome like that kind of feeling?
And how though? And how? Respectfully, obviously within the realms of respect. Yeah, it comes with being around people that accept you. Like any guy I date has to like my humor. They have to be comfortable. They have to be proud of what I do. They have to be like, yeah, my God, that. You know, that kind of. That's the kind of energy I look for. I remember dating a guy who was royalty. Oh, moment of silence. And he was small. He was talking down on the whole like content creation industry and all of that stuff.
And you're in it. And
and he was literally like, he was talking down about somebody else. And it was so mad because then he was bigging up Melissa Wardrobe. And I was thinking, do you think Melissa started at the top of the wardrobe? She started in the cabinets. Like she worked hard, and she probably had to like do things like under her level, and she figured it out. And this is a woman that's been doing this for years, and she's dope. So you're making fun of somebody else who's in their early, and it wasn't me. He was making fun of someone else. Like, why did they treat her like a celebrity? And I just thought to myself, no, I'm gonna have to convince you to respect what I do. Convince you to
that.
You know.
Or is that a reason why you ended up?
You know, like I know that's crazy because, like I said, moment of silence. It was, but I find it really difficult to be places where I don't feel accepted for me. Or celebrated for being me. Like I find it like it's like being in jail. It's not nice. Now I know what you want, which makes sense. It's totally. But now I know what you want, which is like a trophy. You want like an extension of you, which is my man will always be proud of me, but. Trophies don't leave the shelf, and I have things I want to do, and I would love you to come along with me, and I support you in your thing as well. And so that was one of the things Also, man, I just wasn't feeling him as well. He tried to kiss you at the end of a date, yeah. You know, he just.
No.
Oh no, wait, actually, does he? No, he doesn't.
no.
Yeah, hopefully, it's fine. Hopefully, it's fine.
Oh
I
no.
don't want him to clock.
Oh, that
I
is
don't have to change the story.
hilarious.
Anyway, this was in 2002. No, guys, we were on the. You know when they're on the curb, yeah, and you're on the you're on the curb and
a
they're
bit lower.
standing lower, yeah, and so like he now like puts his hands under my jacket to hug me, yeah, and then all of a sudden I'm mad interested in the
Oh
sky,
my
where I'm like, whoa,
God.
man, the solar eclipsing.
Hey.
I'm looking up, and like as I'm doing it, he's also doing it.
Oh, yo.
Oh, no,
I
that
just
is crazy.
that conversation put me off because I knew it was indicative of like a
Yeah,
wider
yeah,
mindset.
Yeah.
And I think there's guys that can be attracted to one girl for many different things, but I really like if you like what brings me passion. You don't have to get it, you know. But
for sure.
yeah,
You should
so
do.
that was it, man.
And
But don't worry, everybody has money, hallelujah.
So if you was going to give advice to someone that's trying to get into, because there's a lot of people now that are looking for churches and all that kind of stuff as well, yeah. And like I think what you've touched on here, especially like summer, bro. This summer's baking as well, you know. Do you know what I mean? Like it's all 30 degrees and all that kind of stuff regularly as well, yeah. So like people are gonna be going to church and they're gonna be like, bro, like how should I dress and all that kind of stuff.
But there's church swag though. I would create a piece of content around church swag. That was one of the ideas I had. Like there is church swag.
Please, guys, you've heard it here first.
Yeah. Church swag.
We're gonna hold her accountable.
Yeah.
I feel like every time I
Within the
go-
next 2. No, I'm joking.
No. We will talk about it off air. But like, I feel like every time I go on a pod with guys, yeah, I feel like I just pick up brothers, like slightly, like which I love. But give me money. But like, I feel like, but yeah, I feel like there is church swag. I'm sorry, like the church swag, yeah, is like it's the new. They were doing it before the girls were doing it. It's basically this like modest, expensive look. You know what I mean? Like their hair's done, their makeup's done. That can be quite intimidating because I go to church oftentimes with no makeup, and sometimes I'm like, do I look like security? Let me chill out. But I feel like ultimately just go, just go.
100%.
I think I can't promise you or give you the impression that church will be a place that always feels accepting because church is full of people and church will make rules that they think is best, right? And those rules are not individualistic. They're like overall, don't wear tight pant, don't do this, don't do that. Yes, it feels like it's leaned a lot more to women than it is towards men. That's an inherent problem everywhere. But I get why maybe they don't want nipples showing at church. I get why they don't want thighs showing at church. I get why they don't want you to wear a tracksuit. But they do. I think most churches allow them to, like anyone to wear a trackie, anything like that. I think it's easier to just do what you're comfortable with than try and change the world. And ultimately, you're going to church not to...
I know. I kind of get what you're saying.
like you're
It's not for other people, innit?
you're going... Right, like... Sorry, let me let you finish.
No, go.
I feel like in terms of how people can dress to church, are you saying how people dress to church or how to deal with discomfort?
I think it's both, you know, because I think sometimes people, one of the things that stops people from going to church is, and we're talking about clothing, but there's tons of other
Bare
reasons
things,
why
yeah.
they'll feel uncomfortable in terms of, I've got this past, no one else here has got a similar past to me, but actually they don't know. Do you
But
get?
you're proper not unique, respectfully. I'm so like not unique in some of the things that I overthink and worry about. There's other people that are in church. You just don't see the inside of their brain. But I would say that like going to church is about helping your relationship with God, and God is so loving and accepting of however you come. The people are just the space that helps amplify that as much as they can. But you will find God regardless. But church is good because community is good. Bottom line, what I would say is wear what you have. Hide nipple, and like I know there's places that want you to hide arms, skirts longer than a certain. When it gets a bit rulesy, it can feel a little bit intimidating. But it is just weird. Like I don't know. What is your priority? If your priority is going to a place where you can find God, then wear the outfit that makes you feel the most comfortable. I would say I would wear an outfit that doesn't have people talking to me or asking me to cover up or anything. So I would just wear the jeans, the top, cover, you know what I mean, and call it a day. But I will say church swag is a real thing. The girls eat it. I don't know what time they wake up to look like that, but shout out to them. And it was that was that femininity thing that I felt like intimidated by. Like, how are you guys so prim and proper at
It's
9
early in the
a.m. on a
morning.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Did you not go out yesterday? Like, what's going on? But in reality, yeah, then sometimes I would try that look. But but the bottom line, just know you, however you come, you're accepted. And you said something about how to go to church or what church to go to. Would you say something like that?
Yeah, like in terms of like, so a lot of people.
I think I answered that really badly as well. Sorry, guys.
No. I think you've answered it well, you know, actually, because I think you've touched on the fact that when you were getting into church, what it felt like when other people are dressed in a certain way. These times you just want to basically be yourself.
No, but I was being lazy. These people are dressing that way because they saw church as like a place they were excited to go to, or culture.
Or it was a show.
Fair.
Do you get? No one knows, innit? Do you get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But that's why I think that the message of just go, like, and what are you there for informs how you dress.
Yeah.
I think that's a sick message.
Yeah.
And then I guess the other question was like, or the lead on from that was just like, so now I'm gonna mess up how I said it the first time, but it was like, if someone's trying to go into church now, and he said, how they choose the church, basically, like if they go to a church and the church is very strict on the rules and all that kind of stuff. But I feel like you already answered that with your first answer in terms of what are you going there for.
And also, I think balance everything overall. The reason why I am going to the church that I go to now is because a girl that I love, my friend Timmy, shout out her, who had similar experiences to me in terms of not feeling comfortable in church, who was my friend, invited me. I rate her, word of mouth. I rate her. I feel like she gets me. I feel like she knows what my worries were. And so when she invited me, in my head, she knew what my worries were. And she's saying, this is good. I went to that church and I've been there ever since. I'm not saying I went every Sunday. But now I don't think I've missed a Sunday for 2 years.
Jeez.
However, some of it is online. Ebbs and flows. But like, with that being said, church, like going to church has been amazing, and you can't imitate that through individual gallivant, reading or whatever. I feel like you need that as well. And I'm saying this not as someone who's the most amazing Christian, but someone who knows that God loves me. So I would say ask a friend. And understand, it's just like dating. It might not be the right church at the first time, but what makes it the right church as well? Is it what somebody just lets you do whatever you want to do? Because then that's also not the right church to me. Do you know what I mean? And I would say church is the only place where I get that traditional vibe. Like sometimes I go to church,
I know you mean.
I've been looking around and see bare happy black. Well, amen, happy. But I've never seen so many like married couples. I've never seen so much like kids like. The black wholesomeness, when I'm leaving church is just injected. Like I love it. And as I'm getting older, that's something I really like seeing. I
was gonna say, so in terms of like your journey in life, are there any like Bible verses or anything particular from the Bible that you've like held onto?
No, I would say it changes with seasons. But obviously you have to do Psalm 91. You've got to pray for protection. I hope that's the right one. But I think one that I didn't get when I was younger was the talents. Because I was like, why is he in trouble? Because he didn't know how to invest. Like, it's scary. He didn't want to lose it. Like, I remember just being so confused. Like, I would even allow him. I'm not saying he should get extra, but allow him. But like, honestly, this comes back to your question about like, if you're good at something, what's the reward? You have to do something with what's in your hands at all times. And I feel like I only got that when Pastor Ty, I think it was Pastor Ty, did it this year. So at my age now is when I finally understood that. So what I will say about the Bible, it stays relevant. It stays relevant in a very scary way. And I'm still not, I will start like the Bible plans and follow, just start reading my favorite ones, open it, pick one. Like, I'm still learning. I think Psalms are really good. Like, I'm just gonna sound like someone that doesn't know, but I think there's always relevance, but it has changed. It has changed over time for sure.
It's so funny when you lot was talking about that earlier on. That's what I was thinking about, the talents. Because it came out in what your response was to him. Sort of thing in terms of using what's in your hand, basically. So I think that's a sick message. Still,
I think it's so dope that you guys are like Christians. Like, I really think it's amazing. Like, I feel like there's just such a sense of peace. And I know there's like weirdos that call themselves Christians, but there's weirdos that call themselves anything. But like, just the fact that as like husbands and leads of your family, this is something you rely on. Like, there's a code that your people can keep you to account to. That is your north. You all have a shared North Star in terms of you and your partner, and your children and everything like that. And it's one that you all agree on, and
Yeah,
it's a
man.
very beautiful one as well. It's one that requires a lot from you, like to be a man, like a real man, is hard, and like it excites me. Like I just think our gen is so much better off than the previous gen. No matter, I know there's a lot of things that are off and wrong, but yeah, I like it, and I never thought I would be traditional Christian, like all of that. But man, God knew what he was doing when he made it. Honestly, it's been a really good place. Like it's really good community to be a part of. Honestly, as long and I don't feel bullied or challenged or anything like that. I think where there's girls in church that are like single parents, no one's mean to them, which I think in the previous gen that happened. It did happen. I've seen it, and so I think there's a bit more sensitivity, awareness, fairness in how you lot do that, and I love it because I don't know what else is guiding men outside of that.
I hear it still. I actually hear it. But listen, I can't lie.
It's been lovely.
Do you know what? I even wanted to ask you another question about traditional masculinity because you got some funny takes.
Do I? What are takes?
Do you know what? Do you know what it is? It's just kind of like the whole don't be a
you
crybaby.
assume.
No, you say the whole don't be a crybaby stuff.
When did I say don't be a crybaby?
No, but it's
I
like
cry all the time. When did I say
no. But it's like not don't be a crybaby.
See,
but
it's
it's
changing
like,
now.
but it's still like don't
What
be a
do you
crybaby.
think? What do you think I say about masculinity?
So it's like it's actually okay to cry sometimes. Yeah. That's something you do say, But it was a joke that you bust. I can't remember where it was or how long ago I watched it, But it was kind of like, stop crying, man. Like, do you get what I'm trying to say? But it was, but not in an insensitive way. So the way that I've said it makes it seem more than what it is. That's why I'm taking it back.
I didn't even have to fight him. He fought himself.
No.
Like he fights Joy. He fought himself.
Do you get? No, because I'm obviously conscious of. I'm not gonna try and smear someone's character in it, but it's like, but yeah, I just find it funny, innit? Do you get what I'm trying to say? But
I feel like it's gonna sound so crazy, but I think a lot of the world, including men, don't see themselves as people with a full range of emotions and stuff like that. You lot play a role, and you play it very well, and you play the role that the world accepts you in, which is hit me as many times and I'm gonna stand up. But also, there's other parts of me that I haven't exercised, and so I'm not well skilled in those things. I think sometimes when men don't talk is because like women may be so skilled in communication and arguing and stuff, and you're like, I'm just not gonna get into it. Not because you don't have something to say. If I'm now going to share a home with a man, it's very important that I know what he has to say. It's very important that I know if I'm gonna share a home, I'm straight. I'm going to share and then also on this planet, I'm straight. And then on this planet, 50% of this planet is mad to just ignore, that you lot don't know how to. You lot have not been taught to value your emotions and stuff like that. Whatever. I don't know. I'm not a man, but that's the thing. I don't know you lot's experience. I don't know what you have. But I've also been raised with some expectations, of he's got you, right? So cry, cool. However, both of us cannot be crying all day. Like, I know it sounds mad, it sounds mad, and I struggle.
Doesn't sound mad.
I struggle with it so much because, of course, I want to. I want my man to feel like he can only show up in one way because then this is a performer, you know. But at the same time as well, we have a home that we're trying to build, and there's gonna be certain things I can't indulge all the time because it's not conducive to the home. And I think. I've had different phases. I've had the phase of coy that every feeling is valid. Very little gets done. When I was, every feeling is valid, I'm gonna feel my emotions and I'm gonna act on it. It was so inefficient and actually destructive sometimes as well. And so it's like, but then if I don't ignore it, you burn out or you'll become a really unhappy person. So there's a middle ground. And all I'm saying is that I want to know how my man is feeling. I want us to actually be friends. I want us to actually forget about our genitals for a second and just be like, yo, do we like each other? Are we happy? How are you feeling? Because I just feel like that's
genitals is such an F word.
No, I don't know. I didn't want to say. I didn't know. But yeah, like I want to actually like my person. I want them to like me. I don't want to think of me as a job that they clock in and clock out because I feel like that would lead to the kind of relationship I don't want. But I also realized, there's a part of me that also wants to be baby girl. Like I want to, you know how your wife, you attacked her bum in Tesco. Me too. I don't want to know until my husband touched my butt. Like I don't want to know because I want to feel so, you know. And it's like that's why I say it's a heavy burden to be a man. The kind of man that deserves everything that the Bible says a man should get is a man that is honestly doing a lot. You know, and I think the problem is that everybody with a penis thinks that they deserve that treatment. You earn it. Everyone deserves to be respected. Everybody deserves to be, you know, good things for everyone. But you see where you get a community that look to you for leadership. Any good leader knows that they're just the biggest servant in the room. And I think that got lost when you were passing manhood down through the years. I think manhood became performance of biggest chest rather than biggest server. And when you say to a man, oh, like my husband, it sounds mad. It even sounds like you're disrespecting him, but no, like a true, like anyone who's truly leading. And that's the problem with our leadership as well. Look, I just got Yoruba. Like none of them don't want to serve anybody. They just want to take, you know? So that's kind of what I meant. And I just want you to know that you seem like the bad person here. Sorry.
I'll be the bad guy. I don't mind.
I think because I say stuff and also make jokes, it can get lost in translation.
No, but it's good.
I actually just don't have the answers, but I have a lot of questions. I don't know.
But I like that take still. I like that take.
It's cold.
But listen, like
you
we said, listen, it's been a long time coming, man. And we definitely got to get you back on still.
It's amazing.
This might be my favorite episode. I can't lie.
I know you're always welcome.
I mean, you're very far away, but
I don't live here.
This was this studio, but like I'm very, very down. I've had such a good time, and like I said, this is very much we had me and my girls, we had a really deep conversation, and we prayed, and we set up a group chat that was around accountability and about like what is it that we really want to do, not just what can we do or what, you know. And the next day I went to church for the first time, physically went to church for the first time in a while, and you came to me at the end of the service and you were like, yo, we want to get you on a pod, and I messaged the girls like, because we have this thing called action coins, so one action coin towards your goal in life and one action coin towards your relationship with God. So I said, guys, I've already bagged my literally. And so when I was saying it earlier in the testimony segment, it was just that it's sometimes it feels like God is just winking at you, like you're under, you're broken up now. You know what I mean? And I feel like He's done that for me in many, many different ways, and very much around I don't know what it is that I do. I don't know what we call this, but like just comms, communication, show production. I don't know what you call it. I feel like he does that. It's kind of like stop not believing in that, you know, that kind of thing. And so you lot were part of that testimony, and it was cold. I had such a good time, and I didn't even overthink it. Didn't try to research nothing. Just
no, it's good. And like I said, there's gonna be light-hearted convo. Joe is as well, honestly,
You call this light-hearted?
Trust me, you guys really.
There's been some boy. Listen, hey, you go home, man. You don't even listen to music on the way back. But honestly, like you deserve your flowers. I think you got a sick personality. If I'm being honest with you, I feel like the conversations I've seen you have, like they're intriguing, like they're enjoyable, they're fun. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So keep doing you, honestly, man. Honestly,
hold me to account, man.
100%. So obviously,
trust me, don't worry.
So we're gonna get the fashion hall, the church. We're gonna get the. What is it? The church swag, yeah? You lot.
Yeah. It's
Lock in.
still.
And obviously you guys as my brothers now, £50 each every month.
Oh, you got a
wedding?
Yeah, I'm planning a wedding.
Of course you are.
Yeah.
What's the oh no, don't worry about
it. But listen, love for coming on.
My
always
pleasure.
welcome.
Where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Koylawa, I believe. QOYLAW.
You don't know your hat?
I didn't go and follow myself. But yeah, that's it. Anyway, and then on TikTok is Big Koi. I'm just starting that one.
Come on.
Oh, maybe I should change the first one to Big Koi. Maybe I should start.
Get me.
On Instagram is I am Koi.
Hey.
Yes, I am Koi.
It's a Koi Lawa. That's how they would have followed.
Bro,
oh my days. When she sent me your number, on her, I don't even know if it's actually still on air. The DP of that WhatsApp that man added, was that
I don't think you follow me. I don't think you're following me. He said to me, I WhatsApped you all the details. I went to my WhatsApp, it's not there. I don't think you've put it on.
No.
I haven't got a single
piece. Do you know so mad? The people in that picture, is like, it's just not our demographic. And I was just thinking, right, why has she done that? Do you know what it is? Because you got a quirky personality. I was just thinking, like,
could be anyone still.
I was like, fair enough, innit?
God, you DM'd me then. Because I'm inconsistent with DMs, and it would have been me that gave you the wrong number by accident. I'm so sorry. But no, like, I was like, he kept saying he's messaging me. I was like, well, people are quite relaxed and not that organized sometimes. But yeah, no, I don't think it's me because I've not got a single message from you.
That's crazy.
That's mad.
Yeah.
That's crazy. What?
He was in the picture.
Listen, do you know what it is? The maddest thing is, it's now gone. I think they've blocked me.
Possibly.
Nah.
Do you know why? Yeah.
That is hilarious.
Do you know what's so funny? Do you know? No, they therefore blocked me.
You
yeah,
kept
because
saying,
look,
come
yeah,
to this studio. Come
studio at
to
this time.
this.
Do you know what it is as well? Like, remember, like, they were receiving the messages initially,
I
yeah?
have a picture.
And then, no, obviously, but I think they blocked me now, so I can't
Yeah,
see the
oh,
picture,
okay,
innit?
okay.
But then the last two is just one taking it. So
yeah.
that's
Yeah,
That's
they
actually
blocked
true.
me.
Ross, you got me. Look, like, you lot sending my pictures. to the
Blacklisted
FBI and
in that,
So
bro.
guys, as we know, I don't know my details, so let's start again. So I'm Big Koi. No, wait, Big Koi on TikTok.
Yeah.
And I am Koi on X and Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need to get
Go follow.
LinkedIn. Teach me how to do LinkedIn, guys. It looks
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
like,
for
a lot
sure.
of people
Yeah.
getting
Shout
jobs
out,
and
man.
projects.
Yeah, so-
yeah,
yeah,
I'm
so-
not good
How
at
about
that.
YouTube? You know?
Oh, YouTube quite a while. That one is definitely quite a while.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
That
Because
one is
when
definitely
you say quite a while, I think, yeah, it is.
Yeah, that
You
one's
got one like that, but yeah, it's definitely
I need to
YouTube.
get one that's all the same, but
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
no other
easy.
Koi. So just
Yeah.
type in Koi and try your best.
And even that, people don't even know that that's actually like a Yoruba name.
Yes,
Yeah,
Koi Salah.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that one,
and that was my mum as well. My mum was like, "Yeah, go," because I have a Muslim name because of my dad. I have like an English name because I'm Nigerian. But yeah, she was just like, "Yeah, I know you're doing this content thing. I know you're doing this filming thing. I don't know what actress or anything, but I use Coin Salah."
Oh,
So,
it's your
yeah.
mum. Oh, that's
my
sick
mum,
still.
my mum,
Nah,
not
that's lit.
like she really
Oh,
my
that's
dog
sick,
woof
man.
woof. Like she really is.
Shout out to
Good
Auntie.
lady, man.
Shout out
That's
to
cool.
Auntie
Take
still.
care of her. If you guys want to give her money as well, that is totally fine. But thank
no,
you guys.
we
The
got you.
last are getting quieter, guys. They're getting quieter.
But listen, I love every single time.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, man.
Subscribe and share the pod.
Come
I
on,
knew.
Yes, for
come
sure.
on, come on, come on.